Hello, my lovely people, my X-Men. Hello, my X-Men. How are we doing today? As always, we're here to have fun. We're here to share our emotions, our feelings. So, straight away, guys, how are we feeling? Give me a mark out of 10. First and foremost, um, I'm on time. So that's good. First time ever, I think, I've ever been on time. So I'm proud of myself. I've made it. I hate when streamers come online late, when they come online 10, 15 minutes late and they're like, I'm here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try not to do that as much as possible. Sometimes you get into a bit of a technical kerfuffle, which I've managed to avoid today. But for the most part, I'm going to try and be on time for you lovely, lovely people. So, how are we doing? Give me some marks out of 10. Hello, MK. Hello, Jay. Hello, Gagnan. Hello, Vitaphone. And who else is here? Who else is here? Make yourself known. Make yourself known. 10. Jay's on a 10. White Noise is on an 8. Love that. Absolutely love that. And Jay is on a 10. Jay, how are you on a 10? How are you automatically just on a 10? You're always happy. What's your secret? I don't get it. I absolutely love it. I really appreciate it. 10. Gagnan a 10 as well. You guys are having too much of a good life. I'm not on a 10. I'm probably in like a 7 or an 8. Maybe kind of pushing towards a 9. But a 10 is just wow. That's amazing. So, guys, what are we going to be doing today? Well, first and foremost, we're going to have some fun, as I said before. Now, obviously, other people's definition of fun is different from my definition of fun. So maybe I should tell you what my definition of fun is. My definition of fun is us just chilling out, having a good time, talking about various relevant things. Some things that are not as relevant as other things, but things that are going to make us feel content. So we're going to talk about car crashes today, or car chases, some car crashes. Talk about one particular car crash, which is the Acolyte. So I can't wait to talk about that, I think. And then at the end of the stream, I'm going to probably start noting down some TV shows that we all love, so that when we do a tier list this week, we have a list of amazing TV shows to draw from. But yeah, if you just join the chat, first and foremost, I have to shout out two people, and specifically two people, because they have their own channels and they do really amazing things for this channel. One is Jay, so thank you very much. If you haven't followed Jay yet, jump on there now, subscribe to Jay's channel. Another person is Vitaphone. He's given so many of you guys membership, and as same as Jay's, really helped the channel as well. So if you guys can subscribe to those two people's channel, that would be fantastic. Additionally, if you just jumped onto the chat, how are you doing? Marks out of 10 people. And I saw the poll. I put a poll up today. Do you care about the Acolyte? And so far, it's resounding no. 100%. Not many polls come up to 100%. Everyone said no. Can you jump in there now, guys? If you've not voted for the question, do you care about the Acolyte? Can you jump on the poll? It's right there. It should be floating there right in front of you. Just vote. I want to see if someone cares. Someone does care. So one person cares. So who voted for yes? Make yourself known. Make yourself known. Willard, hello, Willard. How are you doing, my friend? Subscribed today because of the car chase. Yeah, you know what? The video's been out for about 3 months. And when I first uploaded it, and I think I messed up the audio, as I used to do a lot on my first few videos. Even now, I still do that. But yeah, I had to re-upload it. Like I uploaded like 7 a.m. I was like, okay, cool. Spent like 3 days on that video. Uploaded it. Audio was all over the place. People were like, I can't hear anything. So I had to quickly wake up at 7 a.m., change everything, upload it, and done really well. And thank you very much for subscribing. Appreciate it. Cohen, how you doing? How many marks out of 10, my friend? How you doing? From SA, South Africa. South Africa, the fucking prawn, man. Who else is in here? Who wants a hello? Rahul. I voted for the Acolyte. Sorry. You're the only person that's voted for the Acolyte so far, and it's a resounding 93% to 7%. You are the 7%. So hold it proud. Have some chest about it, because if you think it's going to be good, if you're enjoying it, if you're going to watch it and really appreciate it, then hold some chest towards it. Do some chest towards it. If you just jumped into the chat. We're going to be doing a few things today. First and foremost, we're going to be talking about the Acolyte. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably. Don't really care, but let's talk about it anyway. Then we're going to talk about car chases, movie car chases, not car chases in real life. That's illegal. And then, unless you're a police officer. Anyone a police officer? Let me know. And then third thing we'll talk about is the best TV shows ever. So that later on in the week, we can do a tier list of the best TV shows ever. I've managed to not catch up. I started to rewatch Mad Men like 2-3 years ago. I got to the last season and then I just stopped watching it. I don't know why. I love the show. And then today, since Sunday, I've been rewatching it. And my God, that show is a piece of art. If you guys have not seen, if you've seen Mad Men, put a 1 in the chat or just give it a review. Give it a 1-word review in the chat because Mad Men is tremendous. Tremendous. It covers so many things that shows nowadays try and cover in a very woke way. It did it in a very casual, nuanced way, but just so perfectly. The sexism, the racism, the civil rights, the smoking, the drinking, the fornication, it just deals with it so perfectly. So love me some Mad Men. Anyone else seen Mad Men? And also, if you just joined into the chat, how are you feeling out of 10? Let me know. Had some 10s in here, had some 9s. Loving that. Had some 8s from me. When did the stream start? Sagnit, the stream started roughly 10 minutes ago. And you should have been here. Very naughty. Very naughty. But good to have you on board. Like button smash. Yeah, guys, another thing. I know I'm asking for a lot. In the first 10 minutes, I've asked you to subscribe to Jay, subscribe to VitaPhone, and also I'm asking now to like this and also vote on the poll. 12%. 12%. 12% of you in this chat are looking forward to the Acolyte. You care about it. So I would love to know why. And in a few minutes, I'm going to start talking about the Acolyte. And we're going to talk about if we think it's going to be good. We're going to talk about the lore, because, it's always good to talk about the lore when you're talking about Star Wars. If you don't talk about the lore, you're not really talking about Star Wars, are you? Do you still care about Star Wars? Do you think Disney has ruined Star Wars? I personally don't think Disney has ruined Star Wars. I think it was ruined before Disney. That might be a non-popular opinion, but if anyone else thinks that Disney's ruined Star Wars, let me know. Additionally, if you've seen Mad Men, let me know as well. There you go. Subscribe to Jay's channel. I will put that in the chat myself as well, Jay, as soon as I get a spare moment. Oh, no. A 6. That's not good. What's going on? Talk to me. Let's have a group therapy chat. Talk to me. What's going on? Have a little chat. Tell me what's going on. We can remedy you here right now. For me, Mad Men is like The Wire. I know they're both some of the greatest TV of all time, but the first season didn't hit. The second season failed to grab me like a fine bottle. Will go back one day. I just love every season. It's just everything about it. The period drama, the period piece, the cars, the suits, the smoke, the casual smoking, like it's just good for you. The advertising element of it, the casual fornication that our lead character gets into, that he's completely blameless for until the further seasons. And then you're starting to see, at first you think this is really cool. And then as seasons go on, you're like, actually, this is crushing him. And the reasons he's doing it are deep-seated. And then the acting, the only thing I would say about it is the dialogue is so weird. Like, if you watch it, it's a very quiet show. And the way they talk is very much like aliens would talk, but it works so well. Such a great show. And speaking of great TV shows, The Acolyte. Should we do it? It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes on the dot. I'm doing everything on time today. We're 10 minutes in. I want to talk about some Acolyte. Acupuncture. There we go. There is a clip, a still from The Acolyte, which, okay, talk to me, guys. Who's excited for this? It's coming out today. I'm in the UK, so it's coming out today. I was told it was the 4th, but apparently it's not the 4th, it's the 5th. So who's excited for this piece of shit? Let me just get straight to the point. It's a piece of shit. I've not seen it. Just I'm gonna put like a levy there and say I've not seen The Acolyte. I have seen the trailer, the trailers, the teaser, the trailers. It looks like trash. It looks like overproduced, too, like the lighting is too bright. The acting looks really woody. There's some really bad dialogue in the trailer. And when there's bad dialogue in the trailer, you know there's going to be even worse dialogue in the show. The story behind it is apparently the Jedi back in the past are really nice and good, and apparently a couple of people are quite evil. And they start this movement towards the dark side, I think. Don't care. Does anyone care? Does anyone care about the Acolyte? And can anyone correct me on what I just said there? Is what I just said there a good synopsis of the Acolyte? Am I also pronouncing it correctly as well? And I think more than anything, who gives a shit? Who gives an absolute shit? This picture here of this person who's apparently a twin of another person, it just reeks of, it looks like AI, doesn't it? It looks like really, really cheap and tacky AI. I'm not enjoying that. I'm not enjoying this at all. But anyway, what are we saying about it? $200 million for rubbish. I hope it's not $200 million. Is it $200 million? Because that is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Kung Fu Star Wars. It looks like that in the trailer, but the Kung Fu looks dirt cheap. It looks like Karate Kid from the 80s. I'm not trying to besmirch the good name of Karate Kid before anyone says I'm going in on Karate Kid. I love Karate Kid, but it looks like Karate Kid, but sci-fi Star Wars crap. I mean, they've even got Carrie-Anne Moss out of a retirement to come and do this crap. Now, if you know who Carrie-Anne Moss is, you know that the last film she did, well, I think the last film that I saw her in that she did was The Matrix 4. Now, if this is anything to go by, if that's anything to go by, then we know this is going to be a turd of crap. I know a turd of crap is kind of double negative, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Happy Carrie-Anne Moss. You know what? I am too. I love me some Carrie-Anne Moss. Memento, The Matrix. Love her. Up until Matrix 4, where I thought she was phoning it in, would be the expression. I think everyone's phoning it in, but I've discussed this before. It's probably done on purpose, but hey ho. Looks like a modern Ridley Scott. Oh dear. Vitaphone. I thought 6 was pretty good. I have a kidney stone that hurts sometimes. Well, you know what, Anana? If you've got a kidney stone that hurts you sometimes, then you have every right to have a 6. So I take it back. It's absolutely fine. And I hope you get better soon. Absolutely. Uninspired content. I don't care for it. Nice one, MK. I don't care for it either. Damn, I know I had TV shows I've watched somewhere, but I can't find it. Well, when you find it, put it on your screen. Put it on the chat and I'll put it on the screen. Looks like modern Lazy Day trash. We spoke about that already. She was so she was. That scene where I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. If you've not seen Memento by Christopher Nolan, please avert your ears for about a minute. But the scene where she is quite violent to herself and blames it on our protagonist or our antagonist is something else. Brilliant stuff. Great writing. Please be shafted to the shit show. The thing is, I've not seen it. Okay, so I don't think anyone really has seen the show yet. So I'm reticent to be completely negative towards it. I like giving things a chance. I would say I do not care about this show whatsoever. The last show, which was the one with Rosario Dawson, can't remember what it's called. Someone can help me out in the chat with what that shit's called. There was one really good episode. I think it was episode 3. And then the rest of it was just absolute trash. Who was the bad guy? I know they said the bad guy's from Clone Wars or something. Never watched the Clone Wars, so I don't know who the bad guy is. But apparently he was like this really, really dark and evil, sinister person. When he became a real life, live action character, he was just a man with a pot belly and a blue face. And he had absolutely zero menace. And he just stood around for about 5 episodes and went, "Don't worry, it's all part of my plan. Don't worry, it's all part of my plan," for about 5 episodes. And at the end of it, You went, is that your plan? Your plan was to fly away. That's not a great plan. You could have done that before. So was not a big fan of that show. And then Mandalorian season 3 was, for me, that was game over. I was like, you know what? I'm done with you guys. I'm absolutely done with you guys. I gave you a chance. Force Awakens, I like. It's a guilty pleasure. I like it. I know it's a rehash of the first Star Wars film or the fourth Star Wars film, but it's a guilty pleasure. I like it. It's fun. It could have gone somewhere great afterwards if Rian Johnson didn't turn up and go, I don't like what was done before, so I'm going to do my own thing. It's like, when you're a kid at school and someone's built a sandcastle and you're like, that's pretty nice. That's a pretty nice sandcastle, but I'm jealous. And you smash it down and you make your own one and it's terrible. That's what Rian Johnson did. Some people may defend The Last Jedi in the chat. Please do. This is not an echo chamber, so if you want to say anything against what I'm saying here, go for it. I don't mind. We can talk about it. And then the last film by J.J. Abraham, who I feel sorry for him a little bit because I actually think he's a pretty good director. I know people don't like him very much, but I actually think he's a pretty good director. And I think The Force Awakens and his first Star Trek film, and some of the second Star Trek film are pretty good as well. But that third Rise of the Skywalker is the worst Star Wars film ever made, and by some distance as well. It's worse than The Last Jedi, but I don't blame him because he was trying to fix what Rian Johnson had broken in the second film. And then the TV shows, The Mandalorian season 1 made me feel like I was watching original Star Wars again. Season 2 was good as well. Andor, I know you guys are going to defend Andor. I know you're going to defend Andor. It puts me to sleep. That show puts me to sleep. Now, it might be a good sci-fi show, but it's not a good Star Wars show. And again, if you want to argue with me in the chat about Andor, please do. I don't want this to be an echo chamber. Put your opinions in there. I think it's well made. It's well acted. It's just so boring. And the problem is, and I use this example every time, if I go into a store and I order myself a hot chocolate and I drink the hot chocolate and it's a cup of tea, but it's the best cup of tea I've ever had in my life, I'm still disappointed because it's not what I wanted. And that's what Andor is. It's very good from what I saw. If you're looking for something slow and ponderous and sci-fi, it's very good, but it's not Star Wars. And that's my issue with it. It's actually my issues I had with the film that preceded that as well, which I can't remember the name of. Sorry, help me out, guys. But it's the same characters. I had an issue with that. I fell asleep in the cinema watching that, and then I watched it at home with some fresh eyes, and I was like, "This is actually a really good Star Wars film." So maybe I need to watch Andor again, but not a huge fan. Not a huge fan of Andor whatsoever. Hello, Ben Valdo Carl is your name? Ben Valdo Carl? Cool name. But yeah, so then we had the TV series. And Marvel have done the same thing. These TV series have effectively killed their movies. That's what's happened. The TV series are cheap. They look cheap. The scripts are cheap. The storylines are actively influencing the movies. And you can't, unfortunately, the two things are so different. You can't have a TV show and a movie. It doesn't work. That doesn't work. Like, you can't have a 6-part TV show and have a movie afterwards that's part of the TV show. I know doing a Mandalorian movie, it's not going to be good, guys. So with this Acolyte nonsense, I'm not concerned. I don't care. I was a huge Star Wars fan as a child. And then Phantom Menace nearly ruined it, and then the subsequent sequels nearly ruined it as well. But I was still on board. Which is why I enjoyed The Force Awakens. But since then, there's not been one good Star Wars property apart from The Mandalorian. Everything else has been 5s, 4s, and some cases like Mandalorian season 3, I'm going to give that a 3. It's so bad. It's so bad. I don't even care about the bait and switch so much if they did it properly, but they didn't do it properly. And what they did was effectively completely sideline their main character. The only character I care about, which is Mando. Mando! Shout out to Carl Weathers. Big shout out. Right, so what are you guys thinking about the Mandalorian? Not the Mandalorian, the Acolyte. Do Acolyte. what we thinking about that? Valid points, my friend. Vita Phones makes some valid points. Of course he has. Of course he has. And guys, if you want to come on and argue any of my points via vocal cords, I may do a little bit of a StreamYard situation. So I may put a StreamYard in the chat and you can jump on and argue any points. But what I do want to do, the main things I want to do today is obviously talk about the Acolyte, but not for too much longer because I'm sure you guys, based on the poll here, don't care. I want to talk about that, talk about the best ever movie car chases. So we're going to do that in a bit. And then at the end of the stream, we're going to talk about the best ever TV shows and make a list so we can do a tier list later on this week. So let's talk a little bit more about the Acolyte and then, if we have to, and then move on. Rogue One, that's the one. Vitaphone, keep saying, you're my Larry Bird. That's a basketball reference. I don't know anything about basketball, but I know Larry Bird was the man. So you're my Larry Bird. Again, I don't know what that means. Ridley Scott has passed his director's expiry date. I suspect he is too collaborative with the studios, maybe because he's old. I think the opposite, Cohen. I think because he's old and stubborn, if you've seen him in interviews, he's a very coarse, like a very coarse man. That's the only way I can think of is coarse. He's very rude and very abrupt. And I think he does the opposite. I think he says to the studio, I want to make this film. I'm a legend. Give me the money. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to go make the film. And then give him studio notes and he goes, fuck it, I'm not doing that. If you want the film, this is how it's going to be. So I think the absolute opposite. And it's typically what happens to great directors. They get too powerful and they start making longer films with scripts that haven't been written properly. And you sometimes get genius and sometimes you get absolute trash. In his case, you get absolute trash. What else are we saying, guys? I'm happy with Rogue One, Mandalorian, and Andor. None of the other Disney Star Wars stuff. Does anyone want to fight me on Andor? I mean, it's not going to be much of a fight. I've not finished watching the season. I just watched the first episode, the second episode, and kind of fell asleep during the third one. But if anyone wants to come in here and fight the case for Andor, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to do that. I'll be there for StreamYard to give a peek on how cinema can be saved. Okay, so Vitaphone, if we jump onto that, for sure, we will. For sure, we'll talk about that. For sure. Noise probably. I probably should not view the Acolyte. I know it's going to be rubbish. I would rather not subject myself to more pain. But I'm you're not a misogynist. You're a masochist. He's, as the Brits still say, kind of a salty. He is, you know. He is. He's very, very salty. Very salty indeed. Then Rids is a rich sauce. Has anyone seen his most recent films? Has anyone seen Napoleon, first of all? Has anyone seen The Last Duel? Am I saying that right? The Last Duel with Matt Damon and Adam Driver? You know what I think about Adam Driver. If you just subscribed and this is the first time you've jumped onto this chat, let me tell you a few things. I don't watch any films with Adam Driver anymore because he makes bad decisions. I don't watch any Ridley Scott films because he makes terrible films nowadays. I used to love Star Wars. I don't anymore. And also, just a random fact, I just developed this really weird spot over here today, just before the stream, like literally 5 minutes before the stream. Completely irrelevant to what we're talking about. But hey, there's another fact that you know about me. Bad boy. And it's not Endor, and it is Ewoks, but it's not Endor. Napoleon, utter garbage. Did you see it? Sagnet, did you see it? Let me know. I was here waiting for a 10. I don't think that's going to come out. So there's meant to be like a 4-hour cut of Rebel Moon times 2, because there's 2. And it's meant to be a 4-hour cut of Napoleon, or 10-hour in your case, Jay. And so far, neither of those things have materialized. And I wonder why. Is it because they both properties effectively failed dramatically? Probably. Right. All his recent work is so lame. Totally. The Duel, a good watch. The Duel, yeah, I mean, so Ridley Scott is a good director. No, sorry, Ridley Scott was a good director. So I'm not saying he's a bad or was a bad director. He has made good films. I do think he's a little bit overrated. I think if you think he's made probably 20 films, some can maybe correct me on that in the chat. And out of that, he's probably made 6 good films, but out of that, he's probably made like 3 great films. So he's capable of making great work when he was younger, but right now, not so much. He's old. He's old, guys. It happens to us all, doesn't it? We get old and then we lose our ability to do certain things, which is why Viagra is so crucial to men. I want to stop talking about this now, actually. I don't want to talk about The Acolyte anymore. I'm bored of it. I love The Martian. I actually said this in the last stream or the stream before. The Martian, for me, you guys are going to disagree with me, is his best film. I've put it out there. I put it out there. It's in the atmosphere. If you guys want to argue that point, let me know. I know there's loads of Alien stands in there. I know there's loads of Gladiator stands out there. But The Martian, and I saw it recently as well for the second time, is his best film. It's got humor. It's got sci-fi. It's got great acting by Matt Damon and so forth and so forth. It's compelling. And out of all his films that he's ever made, it's got the most emotion. It nearly brought me to tears at the end when he finally makes it onto the ship and finally makes it home as well. It's the only Ridley Scott film I can think of with true emotion. Even Thelma and Louise is just a little bit robotic. So it's my favorite film from that director, not by far, but it's definitely my favorite film from him. Rebel Moon is the reason I don't want to bring any more children. What does that even mean? What is that? Ben, you can't just come onto the chat and say that. You need to qualify that statement. Black Hawk Down, man, that's a good movie. It is a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. It's a good movie, but it is very situational. Like, it is very much in the moment, in the time. If you rewatch it, it's a very Tony Scott film. And if anyone knows what I mean by that, let me know. It's a very Tony Scott film. The editing, the action is so Tony Scott. It's almost as if his brother directed the film. If anyone disagrees with me, let me know. But it feels such a Tony Scott-like film. The River of Fundament was 300. The Duel. Oh, secondly, can we just talk about Duel for the rest of the chat, are we? The Duel. At least, I think the least Ridley Scott film that everyone agrees with that was good is All the Money in the World. You know what? Considering where that film started and ended, it is a good film. Because if anyone remembers, this is at the height of the Kevin Spacey scandal. So he was in the film initially, and he filmed all these scenes and had to go back and reshoot all these scenes, which must have cost an absolute $1.50. But Christopher Plummer was really good in the role. I think he got Oscar nominated as well. But I would love to see the version with Kevin Spacey. Not gonna lie. The Martian was really well done. Very Nolan of him. Very much so. Very much so. Ridley Scott has been a victim of the Lucas effect, as demonstrated by the red letter media, surrounded by yes men and insufficient pushback. Nolan has kind of gone down the same path, a victim of success. Totally. Absolutely, totally. And it's a little different with Ridley Scott. George Lucas, by all means, seems like a very affable and nice person. Like, he seems very much like he surrounds himself with people and people who say yes to him, but he surrounds himself with people and he gets opinions, and he's got his friends like Spielberg and Coppola and Scorsese, and he's got a nice little tight-knit group. Ridley Scott just seems like a bitter old man from Britain, and that's what he is. And I hate saying that because he is one of the legends of direction, but that's how he comes across in all his interviews. You keep crying on bad movies while I'm watching stuff like Robo Geisha. I win. That's your choice, mate. That's your choice. I didn't tell you to watch Robo Geisha, did I? The Martian is fun, but really driven by Matt Damon's performance and the editing. Totally. There's loads of cameo performances, though. There's Jeff Bridges, who's always not Jeff Bridges, Jeff, the other Jeff, who's really good. And you've got Childish Gambino, Donald Glover's in it as well. And also the woman from, Interstellar, she's in it as well. There's loads of cameos. I think, who else is in it? Oh, God. Who else is in that film? Is it the guy is it Winter Soldier? I think he's in the film as well. It's a really good film. Black Hawk Down is good, but it tests your patience at times. I'm exaggerating, but nonetheless, multiple hours I'll never get back. Totally. But thank God, if you watch it in double speed, it's not as long. Little tip for you. MK, I love Tony Scott. Such an underrated director, and in my opinion, the best. Ooh, okay, I haven't gone that far. MK, you are going too far. Tony Scott's better than Ridley Scott. Ooh, that's not on, is it? It's a bit naughty. You just drop that in the chat and then disappear. Whoa. No. MK, if you're brave enough, you have to come on and argue that, because that needs to be argued right now. If you're brave enough, let me know. I'll give you the StreamYard link. You can come in here and defend Tony Scott against Ridley Scott. That is a hell of a debate. And I think the debate can be ended very easily as well. I think if you just get the best films of Ridley Scott and the best films of Tony Scott, then the debate ends quite quickly. But MK, I'm up for you coming on, or even put it in the chat. What films do you think that he's done that are better than Alien, Gladiator, The Martian? That's probably his best, and Blade Runner. If you can tell me even one film that Tony Scott did that matches any of those films, I would love to know. Absolutely love to know. Who watched Give 'Em Hell Malone? What is that? What is Give 'Em Hell Malone? I love Platoon. Willard, Platoon is an underrated gem. In fact, Oliver Stone. So on my community post today, I posted a picture of Baby Driver, because very soon, in a couple of minutes, we're going to start talking about movie car chases. And someone said that Baby Driver is underrated. And I don't think it is. I think a lot of people talk about Baby Driver, but not many people talk about Platoon or Oliver Stone in the 80s, because he was shit hot. Between 77 to about 1999, he was shit hot. One of the best writer-directors in the world. Wall Street, Platoon, Salvador, JFK, Any Given Sunday, Midnight Express. The guy, no one talks about this guy. We're sitting here talking about Tony Scott and Ridley Scott. I think Oliver Stone is better than Ridley Scott. That's my opinion. If you don't agree with me, that's absolutely fine. Let me know. If you want to jump on and argue with me about that, let me know as well. I can give you a StreamYard link and we can have a little conversation. Sicario is a great movie as well. It is. It's got nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I do love that you're jumping in with these lovely film choices, because you know what? Let's talk about film. Why not? And then here we go. So Ben, Rebel Moon made you cautious, and made you cautious of having kids. House of Gucci, if I had kids, they'd be deleted. Now, that may get clipped up and put all over the internet, but that's how bad that film is. It's absolute trash. It's not worse than Rebel Moon, though, so maybe you win on that front. Underrated, stylish film noir. Sure, man. Let's talk about Tony Scott. So, MK, do you want to jump on? Because you can jump on and talk about Tony Scott if you want. We can go back and forth on that. So, should we do it then? Willard, you've brought us here. Should we talk about car chases, people? I want to actually talk about how car chases are good and how they're bad. I want to talk about the best car chases as well. Movies, not just in real life, not OJ, for example. We're not doing the OJ car chase because that is the best chase ever. If you've not seen the OJ car chase, watch it right now. Not right now, after the stream. Watch it. It's amazing. But we're going to talk about movie car chases. And there is a TV show car chase because the OJ TV show exists. So there you go. It's linked in. We can do also lethal weapon, because not lethal weapon, loaded weapon. What's it called? Naked Gun with OJ, and there's a couple of car chases in that as well. But we're going to go through a couple of car chase scenes, and we're going to talk about why they're good and why they are bad. And to start that off, I am going to ask everyone, there's loads of you in here now, if you guys could hit the like button, that would be most appreciated. I would absolutely love that. If you've just joined the stream for the first time ever, say a little hello, and I'll say a little hello back to you. That's not a thing that's too hard. Just say hi, and I'll do it back to you. And just, yeah, guys, if you've just joined the stream as well, how are you feeling out of 10? A lot of people have said 9s, 8s, 9s, 10s. I'm feeling like an 8, probably going towards a 9. How you doing? Right. Should we do this? Should we see the first car chase thus far and see how good it is. I wonder if it's going to be good. I wonder if it's going to be bad. We're about to find out. Are you ready, guys? So, guys, what do you think? Is that a good car chase or is that a bad car chase? I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think about that. It's got I don't know what film it is, but it's got the wonderful Pamela Anderson in it. And of course, she's one of the greatest actors we've ever seen. So what do you guys think? Do you think that's a really good car chase or do you think it's a terrible car chase? I can show it to you again if you want, but you're not really missing out on much. It's very ponderous. Let's put it that way. It's very ponderous. But what would you say is wrong? What do you say in a couple of words? What would you say is wrong with that car chase? What stands out to you? In fact, what I'll do is I'll put it on again. Now that I've asked that question, I'll put it on for a couple of seconds, and you guys can tell me what you think about it. Let me stop it right there. Okay, so there's a ramp. There's a caravan, and there's a ramp in front of the caravan in the middle of the road. The two cars are going in the exact same place, so they're both going forwards. None of them are deviating at all. Even when he shoots him and he gets shot, and the cars are still going forward, they're both going in the same direction. So I'm assuming that the car that was doing the shooting is going to go straight into the caravan as well. And why is there a caravan in the middle of the road with a ramp? I mean, really? Who made that film? Who thought that's going to be a good idea? That scene is... There you go, Vitaphone. That scene is cinema. That scene is cinema. That's why we love films, for moments like that, which make zero sense and have zero accountability. Pamela Anderson is in that film. Pamela Anderson. Can you believe that? What the F? Was that a Frankenstein scene? It felt like a Frankenstein scene. Try and say that when you've not had water. I think there's another chase scene worth mentioning, tank chase in Gold. There is. We'll talk about that in a minute, Willard. Everyone loves boring, predictable, and contrivance in cinema. Right, so let's look at a good car chase, shall we? Let's look at a good scene. Let's do this one. So, I skipped work early to go and watch that film when it first came out. I was so excited to see it. So I left work early and I went to my local Cineplex and I watched that film. And that's the opening scene in the film. And for about 10 minutes, that film is perfection. The opening, before that even scene, you got the music element of the scene, which is him in the car. And he's doing things that coordinate with the drums in, and the whole film has this whole editing pattern where the music kind of orchestrates what the actors do. And it's absolutely fantastic editing, filmmaking, and pre-planned by Edgar Wright. But, and I love that scene, and I love a few more scenes in the film, but as a cohesive piece of filmmaking, the film falls flat. And this is why I think it's an overrated film. And it's not saying it's a bad film. I'm just saying it's an overrated film. I think there's way better heist movies out there. The dialogue's not too good. The motivations of the characters are not too good. If you've not seen Baby Driver, then I'm going to spoil it a little bit here, unfortunately. So do avert your ears for a couple of seconds. But the scene where Baby gets a bit violent, like towards the end, and he starts shooting and running and murdering people, it's just too far. So I think the film's a bit overrated. But guys, first and foremost, the first scene that I showed you is trash, obviously, for many reasons. It doesn't have any logic. I know that films had different budgets, so we can't say that Baby Driver's budget is the same as the Pamela Anderson film's budget. Obviously, two very different films. And with bigger budgets, you have better cars, better cameras, better safety, better logic. You have better logic with a bigger budget for some reason. So yeah, I mean, I think obviously the better scene with the Baby Driver scene, obviously. But what do you think about the film? Let's talk about that film specifically. Let's talk about the car chases, obviously, but let's talk about the film. Do you think the film holds together as a good film? Because I don't think it does. And again, I'm not saying it's a bad film. I don't remember much of the film apart from the car chases and him going mad and just murdering people. And the ending's just ridiculous, really. Anyway, what's your guys' thoughts on Baby Driver? What do you think? Okay, you guys want to talk about the Bourne series. The music, editing, camera work, and a bit of comedy is just a great scene. Are you talking about the MK? Are you talking about the Baby Driver scene? Let me know. I think the car chase scenes itself are the highlight of the movie, and Kevin Spacey also had a great performance. I agree with your opinion on the ending, though. Yeah, totally. So Kevin Spacey is good in the film, for sure. I'm not really sold on the lead guy. I struggle with him a little bit. Ansel Elgort. I struggle with him. I started watching Tokyo Vice, I think it's called, which is the Michael Mann TV series. He's okay. He's actually okay in that. But I really struggle with him. I don't think he's particularly good. And Lily James's accent in the film is woeful. Her American accent is woeful. So bad. So bad. It's nearly as bad as my American accent. And my one's really good. David A. Pryor over Edgar Wright. I don't know what that means, Jay, but did David A. Pryor direct the first film that I showed, the first clip? Is that what you mean? Yes, except for the car chases, it's really forgettable. I'm glad that you guys agree with me. Full transparency, I need to rewatch Baby Driver. I only saw it once in the theaters. I've seen it twice, once at home, once in the theaters, and my thoughts didn't change. Okay, yes, MK, I totally agree with you. Really liked it though. Cool cast. Is it you talking about Baby Driver White Noise? I believe he only kills Jamie Foxx's character. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He kills a couple of characters, doesn't he? He kills the wife. I swear he kills. So doesn't he kill John Hamm's girlfriend? And doesn't he also kill John Hamm? Or am I wrong? You guys can let me know. But I think he kills both. Or maybe he didn't kill the girlfriend. I think the police killed the girlfriend. And John Hamm got angry. And then he killed John Hamm. But either way, it's just too far. Like he's not that character for like 90% of the film. And suddenly he becomes this bloodthirsty murderer. It's so silly. I've always felt something missing in Baby Driver. Do you know what's missing? I'm going to be very honest with you guys right now. Edgar Wright is not a man for all occasions. Let's put it like that. He's not a man for all occasions. He's very much like a Wes Anderson type director. And what Edgar Wright's tried to do recently is trying to branch out into new genres. So what's that film called? The Soho film, the horror movie that he made. He tried to branch out and do something less Edgar Wright. And there's some really nice moments again, but unfortunately, he's not the best of storytellers. And that may seem like a very controversial point, but he's not the best of storytellers. He's just a very good visual director. He's maybe the top 3 visual directors living right now. So that's what he's good at. He's not great at storytelling. This is why, Shaun of the Dead is a very simple story, and it does things in a very, very much a crash book for dummies screenplay way. And then, but I know people love Hot Fuzz. It does the same thing. It's very much play it by numbers screenplay. And then Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is a bit different. It's not play it by numbers, but the visuals, the comedy, everything's just kind of chucked in there, and it works. It definitely works. But yeah, I mean, he's not as good as people make him out to be, in my humble opinion. But again, if anyone wants to argue with me on that as well, I'm happy. The police killed the girlfriend. I thought so. Did he kill John Hamm though? I don't know how the last guy died. He did. He killed John Hamm. He did. I remember John Hamm was on a platform in the car park, and I think he fell down. Kill Teller. Yeah, I know, but listen, films need to be consistent with their characters. So, for example, I always bring up this example, The Godfather. Sorry, guys, if you've been on the stream so many times, then you probably hear me talk about The Godfather so many times. But Michael goes through this arc, and you believe, like when he kills the first people he does in the restaurant. Sorry if I've spoiled that for you guys. You believe you see that he's going through something to make that change. He's going through a metamorphosis to get to that point. It feels painful. It feels like a transformation. With Baby Driver, it just happens in a second. He just kills Jamie Foxx. Like he goes, "Yep, okay, I'm killing you." It's too much. It's too much. Visual comedy at some of its finest. Totally with Edgar Wright. Totally agree with that. They should have kept him in charge of the Ant-Man series. I would have loved to have seen that. That would have been tremendous. I think a lot of the ideas in the script come from him as well. So I would have loved to have seen that. But we got a good first Ant-Man film. The second one was not so good, but yeah. And the third one, less said about that, the best. What about Shaun of the Dead? Shaun of the Dead is a good film. So as I said, Shaun of the Dead is a good film. It's not, I don't particularly think it's one of my favorite films, but I understand why people love it. The editing, the direction, the acting, the comedy, and the story is so simple. And also what it does, like I said, it kind of does, it's a play-by-numbers script. So all the things that happen at the beginning, you have callbacks to them in the last third of the film. It does things perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Nothing happens without having a purpose. Everything has a payoff. It's a brilliant script. Same with Hot Fuzz. I'm not a big fan of Hot Fuzz, but it does the same thing. It has a payoff. It has a relevance. It's really good, really well written script with a really good visual director. So I'm not having a go at those two films. It's just he's very limited in what he can do as a director. He can't, for example, make a film like Paul Thomas Anderson. But then again, Paul Thomas Anderson can't make a film like Edgar Wright. So it's not really a great point. Edgar is often wrong, not right. Sagnick. Is that a mic drop moment? I love that. Love that. They're actually doing a Baby Driver 2. No, they're not. They're not. White Noise, tell me that's not true. And I get the pun there. You guys are going with your puns now, are you? Right, should we go on to another car chase scene? Another car chase scene you might want to touch is the highway heist in Tenet. So on my video, and loads of people have mentioned in the comments that Tenet has a good car chase scene, but it's not really a car chase scene. From what I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't David John Washington just get onto the back of a fire truck or something and then like walk across it and then get onto the car again and then they drive off and then they go to another scene? There's not much of a chase, but I could be wrong. I just remember the film being ridiculously confusing. That's all I remember. Seriously though, I just looked it up. No chance. White Noise. Can you paste a link to that in the chat? And click on it and show it to everyone. That cannot be true, surely. Baby Driver 2. Oh, I love Tenet. Of course you do, Jay. Of course you do. All right, let's look at the beginning to the crap scene, shall we? Do you know what? It's the first time I've watched that scene properly, or that part of the scene properly. It's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. Actually well shot, surprisingly. So I'm not going to have a go at that part. I thought it was all right. Do you guys like that part? I thought it was all right. But if we're comparing it, here we go, Sagnick. Yes, Marcus, that's not a chase, but pretty good in that limited scene. Thank you, Sagnick. Appreciate that. Right, let's look at some really good car chases, shall we? Or one in particular, which might be the best car chase ever. It's not my favorite. My favorite is The Matrix 2, but this comes a close second, I think. Right. Can anyone name the film? Can anyone name the film? If you can name the film, I will keep you on the screen for 1 minute. If you can name the film, let me know what you think. The thing about that scene that's so incredibly, amazingly brilliant is that it's so visceral, such a visceral scene, and the way that it's shot with the camera on the front of the car just makes you feel like you're in the car. It's fantastic filmmaking by a fantastic director. Here we go. Willard, Ronin, you both got it. There you go. I can't keep you both on the screen for a minute, but I can keep you on there for 30 seconds each. And Sagnik as well. Lovely. So yeah, it's Ronin, and Ronin has some of the best car chase scenes ever. It's directed by John Frankenheimer, I believe, who also directed The French Connection 2. And show of hands, who's seen The French Connection 1? Because if you've seen my video about car chases, that kind of frames the whole video. And the director of that, William Friedkin, who also did The Exorcist, didn't come back for number 2, I believe. Fact check me someone on that. Please fact check me on that. I might be wrong. But yeah, John Frankenheimer definitely directed one of the French Connection films. I think it was second or third. And yeah, he also directed that scene in particular. And he was known as the master of car chase scenes. And this is one of the reasons why, because that scene there is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. He also directed the Reindeer Games, which I think was his last film before he passed away. With anyone seen the Reindeer Games with Ben Affleck and Charlize Theron, a young Charlize Theron, which is a terrible film, absolutely terrible film. But if anyone can fact check me on John Frankenheimer, let me know. So guys, I want you to now name your favorite car chase scenes. Let me know. And also, if you just join the chat, say hello, and I will say hello back. If I see you, if I see it, I'll say hello back. I know people have probably done that and have missed out on it, so I do apologize. Say it again, and I'll say hello back. But also, hit the like button, please. If you have just joined for the first time, you don't know what we do here. We talk about film. We try not to talk about shitty, crappy things like, I don't know, why are women taking over all the male roles? I don't talk about that kind of thing. I think it was relevant maybe a few years back, but I just don't want to talk about that kind of thing. It doesn't like give me the thrill I need to come on to here or to make videos to just moan about stuff. It doesn't, even though my channel is called Cinema is Dying, I do want to find a way for us to collectively make sure that it doesn't die. So I don't want to just come on here and talk about, oh, why are women taking all the roles? Why are women? My video recently about good filmmaking versus bad filmmaking, where I compare a scene from Fury Road to Rebel Moon. A lot of people were jumping on going, oh, the Tom Hardy's getting beaten up by 5 women. How's that possible? Like, shut up. Like, just shut up. Like, that is such a antiquated way of thinking. I'm not interested in talking about that kind of thing. But yeah, we talk about film. We talk about classic film. We talk about TV as well. We have fun. We have tier lists as well. We're going to do a tier list later on this week where we're going to talk about the best TV show ever. So in a bit, I'm going to ask you guys to go on and talk about what your favorite TV shows are. But right now, what are your favorite car chases, guys? And let's talk about them. And I can promise you this, I've probably not seen a lot of these car chases that you guys come up with. I love Rain Gaze, totally over the top nonsense. Love it, sawed it, cinema open day. Oh, Jay. So, Jay, I used to work in a video store like Tarantino for about 3 years. And as that film came out, I was working in the video store. In the UK, it had a different name. It wasn't called Reindeer Games. I can't remember what it's called. It's called something else. And I remember watching it thinking, this is trash, absolute trash. And they were trying so hard to make Ben Affleck into this movie action star. They even put him in The Sum of All Fears, which is a Jack Ryan film, and another film as well, another action film as well. Just it didn't work. It didn't work. But I did not watch it on opening day as you did. So you definitely one-up me there. Italian Job, which one? Bootle Bad Boy. Hello, Bootle Bad Boy. But which one? There's 2. There's the Michael Caine, you're supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Or the Mark Wahlberg one. Yeah, that guy, Mark Wahlberg. Him. I don't know who that was. That was definitely not Wahlberg. Very good choices. Bullet great car chase in Toy Story and LA. MK spitting some facts, I see. GoldenEye. Okay, let's talk about the gold. So the reason why I don't put the GoldenEye tank chase scene is because it's not really a chase, is it? It's so slow. It's a great action scene, but is it a car chase scene? Correct me, guys. If you think it's a car chase scene, let me know. It's a great scene. Just don't think it's a car chase scene. Car chase scenes for me are like, Tarantino's his film that he made with Robert Rodriguez, Death Proof. That is a car chase scene. That's like car going after another car. It's extended scenes. There's like some stakes involved. A man in a tank shooting people is not a car chase scene for me, anyway. Who will be the first mention of Star Wars? Mario Brothers or Wreck-It Ralph? Car chase scene or just in general? Bullet. Yes, a Bullet is fun. It's not a great film, but it's a fun film for car chases. It definitely kind of kicked off the idea of great car chases. It kind of showed people in Hollywood that you can make great car chases. So it's a very seminal film, but I don't think it's the best. I think you should only differentiate between good actors and bad actors and good characters and bad characters. Willard, you've got some really great points. I'm going to star that. We'll talk about that later. Duel, Death Proof, Matrix Reloaded, take your pick from the Mad Max films. I don't really like the Mad Max films car chases, if I'm being honest with you. The first ones, I find them a bit tacky. Am I wrong in saying that? But I do agree with Death Proof and Matrix Reloaded and Duel. I need to see Duel, which is the Steven Spielberg film. I need to see it. John Frankenheimer also directed the classic The Manchurian Candidate and Seconds. I did not know that, MK. Thank you very much. Did he direct any of the French Connection films? Did anyone correct me on that? Let me know. Steve did a better in Le Mans. So Le Mans, I think, is Le Mans the original version of the recent film with Matt Damon again and Christian Bale. Am I right about that? Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Does Back to the Future 3 count? Is that not a train? Is there a car? Is it a car and a train? Can't remember. There's also a niche movie called Short Time, which is a great car chase. Tell me a bit more about that, Willard. Love to know a bit more about that. Duel, Mad Max, Matrix, the first Bourne film with the Mini goes down the stairs and it goes around Paris. Incredible. And in the third film as well, there's a really good car chase in that as well. But Paul Greengrass is, he likes to move the camera around a bit. So I prefer the first one. I saw Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning at the cinema, and those car chases were mint. However, I suspect part of it was shot using a green screen. So, Kerwin, that's the second time I've seen you use a very British expression, but you told me you're based in South Africa. Mint is such a British expression. So, are you British and living in South Africa, or do you just have like a plethora of British expressions? I'm very keen to know. And as for the scene, it's really good, but it goes on for too long. It just goes on for a little bit too long, maybe 2 minutes too long. It feels like a 20-minute car chase scene. It's really good though. I really like that film. I actually think it's my favorite Mission Impossible film apart from the first one, I think. I can link the scene if you want. Please do, Willard. Please do. If I see it, if I catch it, then I will star it and I will look into it. The original. Okay. Damn, GoldenEye tank scene. It is epic, but it's not. Is it a chase? Is it a chase? Hello, Paul Smith. Best car chases were from the 60 Italian Job. Bullet, Live and Die. Can anyone show me where I can watch To Live and Die in LA? Because I cannot find it anywhere. I've looked everywhere. Cannot order it anywhere. You can't watch it online anywhere. It's not available for pirate streaming, which is not allowed, guys, just so you know. Where can I watch this film? Because everyone's mentioned it, and it's William Friedkin. I say the grey area, but it's worth pointing out. Great area, but it's worth pointing out. I think that's in relation to something else. So many other comments. You guys are amazing. You guys, so first of all, this is for you guys. This hand, it's a big applause. Thank you. Second of all, can you hit the like button? Please hit the like button. It helps the channel to grow. Today is officially the most people we've ever had on the stream. So if you guys keep liking this video, we're going to keep growing. We're going to get better and bigger. And I'll remember you guys. I will remember all of you. So please do hit that like button. Please do share it. If your friends are watching shit like the John Campea show, just kidding, I love John Campea. If they're watching shit like Mauler and Nerdrotic right now, don't tell them to come here. Tell them to come here. Even though I do like those guys as well. So try and watch both of us at the same time. It's not on. I don't think it is on YouTube, Paul, but I will have a look. I saw a brilliant car chase recently in the film. Yes, Death Proof. So Thomas, nice to have you on here. It's the first time I think you've been on here. And I was just talking about Death Proof, and it's definitely one of the best car chases I've seen. The film, I actually like the film as well. I know a lot of people hate on this film so much. I actually really like the film. It's not his best film, but honestly speaking, if you compare it to most films that come out nowadays, it's a masterpiece. What else we got here, guys? It's been a long time. Gone in 60 Seconds. So, Ben, are you talking about the Nicolas Cage one with Angelina Jolie? Or are you talking about the original one? Let me know. Use your magnetic powers box. I will do. I will do. I will find the film for you, Marcus. So, Kerwin, did you tell me... Oh, here we go. No ways, bruv. In here in South Africa, we use switch code. Oh, I see. Because, yeah, you said bruv before, and I was like, that's so British. That is so British. And you just said mint. So you guys are just going around stealing people's accents, eh? And the terms. By the way, Kerwin, have you seen District 13? Has anyone seen District 13? There's no car chases in it. I think there is a car chase in it. But what an incredible film. What really saddens me is that film came out in about 2009. 2009, I think. Fact check me in that, guys. That film, the special effects in that film, I just saw Furiosa 2 weeks ago, or whenever it came out. And I was shocked, because in the first 10 minutes, the special effects are dog shit. Like, if you guys have seen it, there's a scene where her mother is driving through this valley, there's caves around her, and you can see quite clearly it's CGI. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit that I've just paid for? And then I watch a film like District 13, which is a South African film, shot on a very minimalistic budget from like 15 years ago or whatever. I'm like, that is so much better than this shit I'm watching now, 15 years later. How is that even possible? How is that even possible? What the F? 2004. 2004. Vitaphone, do you mean District 13? Because it wasn't 2004. I know that. District 9. District 9. District 13. So Vitaphone, District 13, you're right, was 2004. That was a French film. And it's not very good. So District 9, that's the one. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. Also, Jungle, India. Willard, are you talking about the special effects in that chase? Are you talking about the chase with the monkeys? Because that is a terrible scene. I'm sorry, but the special effects are awful. Awful. District 9. So it's District 9. Sorry, my mistake. And they are amazing. Absolutely, Thomas. I was speaking about Nicolas Cage. I don't remember much about that. So I was working in a video shop when that film came out as well. So I got to watch it for free. Yay to me. But I just remember that film just happening and ending and nothing much happening at all. So, yeah. The movie was great, but the OG was nightmarish. Pascal. Hello, Pascal. And what are you talking about? Conscious and Terminator 2. Terminator 2. Oh, my God. So MK, the Terminator 2 car chase is not just a car chase. It's a great action sequence as well. It merges itself halfway through. And just remember, before that, you had the massive shootout at the Skynet offices, which went on for about 20 minutes. So you had that, and then you had the car chase, and then you had the end of the film. It's maybe the best action film ever made. Non-stop action from beginning to end. How can a sequel be so much better than the first film? And the first film's so really good as well. So what a film. What a great film. The bad CGI. I hate Neurotic as he's obsessed with anti-woke nonsense as though non-white shouldn't be allowed to make and star in movies. I'll talk about that for a second. Let me start that and I'll come back to that. District 9 and the sad story of Neil Blomkamp had so much. Did he, though? The problem is, I see so many directors, and I'm going to bring Damien Chazelle into this as well. So if you just join the stream for the first time, you just joined my channel, you just subscribed, or you haven't subscribed, I am not a huge fan of Damon Chazelle. I think he's overrated. I love Whiplash, but I think the rest of his filmography is pretty subpar. I actually think that Death Proof is better than anything else that he has done. And I feel like there's these directors who pop up on these one films. Whoever made that Jake Gyllenhaal film with the Donnie Darko, you get these directors who pop up, and you think they're going to be incredible, and then they make trash. So maybe they were just good for that one film. And I think Neil Blomkamp is that person who's just good for that one film on a personal level. Because if you look at his film after that, Elysium with Matt Damon, it's trash. And then after that, he just fell off a cliff. The last time I saw him direct anything was Gran Turismo, which I definitely fell asleep during, and it's definitely not a good film. Definitely not. I mean, he had promise, but he actually had more promise than Carpenter. Because that first film, District 9, is, guys, if you've not seen District 9, watch it after the stream, because it is so good. So good. It's got emotion. The acting's great. It's got comedy. The special effects are just jaw-dropping. Great film. Absolutely great film. District 9 is a masterpiece. District B13 was a two-part French dystopian urban run chase film. I like both films. So the first film I've only seen, Jay, and I was not impressed. I love my French trash. That is a really trashy French film, a bit like Taxi. So if you guys want to talk about movie car chases, there's a French film called Taxi, which is very similar to District 13. And they're both very trashy. But Taxi is fun. Very fun, very trashy, but very fun. Some of the best car chase sequences and stunts you will ever seen in your whole life. But yeah, District 13, not a big fan, if I'm being honest with you. Rear Gaming has joined us for our biggest stream thus far. Hello, Rear Gaming. District 9 was inspired by places like District 6 in the Cape Town, where residents were forcibly removed from their homes and relocated just like the aliens. Doesn't surprise me, because unfortunately South Africa has some huge issues, and they still do. And I think, Kerwin, you can probably tell me that better than I can tell you that, but I've heard some things. In the voice of Immortal Joy. What is that? Ozan, what is that? What are you talking about? Let me know. Damien Chazelle only has two good films in my opinion, La La Land and Whiplash. I don't like. Okay, let me word this properly. Whiplash is an okay film. There you go. I worded it properly. I don't think it's a great film. I've never watched District 9. Rear Gaming, what are you doing here? You should be watching District 9. It's so good. More promise than Carpenter. No, not even. Oh, God. Guys, so if I make a point that you don't like, at some point towards the end of the stream, or maybe soon, I will put a StreamYard link in the chat, and you can jump on and defend Damien Chazelle, or you can defend La La Land, or you can defend John Carpenter, or maybe you think I made a point about Pamela Anderson that was particularly disrespectful, or maybe you think that Nerdrotic is a lovely person who's just misunderstood, and you want to come on and defend him. That's absolutely fine as well. I don't mind. I do not mind. Let me see who else has got some films in here. Man, I wish someone would become the new Carpenter. Yeah. It's not going to happen, though, is it? It's just not going to happen. Sandeep Singh, this is the first time I've seen you. Hello, Sandeep Singh. Do I like Avatar? No, I don't. I think it's absolutely terrible. The special effects are good. The 4D element is the best ever, but the film is dog turd. Absolute dog turd. Right, let me bring up some of these. Let me do Nerdrotic first. So, Paul Smith, if you're still here, I actually like Nerdrotic. I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to be PC, because if you've seen my stuff, you know I'm not very PC. But I can't sit there and watch a lot of his stuff, because according to him, every single film released over the past 20 years is trash. And he may have a point, but unlike the critical drinker who does come out and say some things are good when he likes them, I don't find Nerdrotic coming out and doing that too often. And it's working for him. I mean, he was on Piers Morgan the other day, so what he's doing is working for him. So I don't blame him for leaning into the thing that is making him successful. I don't blame him for that. So yeah, I mean, I don't watch a lot of his stuff because it's quite negative, but when I do watch his stuff, I do enjoy it. So yeah. And the other stuff that you mentioned there, I won't go into that. The difference between I think you should only differentiate between good actors and bad actors, and good characters and bad characters. So, Willard, I don't know what that means. That's why I started it. Can you explain yourself a bit more? And if you're brave enough, you can jump on to the chat, and we can talk about it live on national YouTube. But if you can put it in the chat as well, you can explain yourself in the chat as well. I love all the film critics. I watch all of them. Agreement here, and there with agree. Totally agree. Like I watched John Campea I like him. I love his energy. I love his enthusiasm. A lot of people don't like him. I do like him. I think he doesn't know much about films. Like if you asked him to name a classic French film, probably wouldn't be able to name one. But when it comes to movies, the guy knows his stuff, and he has fun, and I appreciate that. So yeah, a lot of these film critics are good. Even Chris Stuckman, who I still don't agree with his opinion on the fact that he thinks that audiences are killing cinema, doesn't make any sense. I like him as well. He's cool. I mean, I don't like his reviews anymore because he doesn't review films properly, but I like him. He's cool. What's your opinion of M. Night Shyamalan? So we've spoken about him on every stream so far. I think he's a one for me, one for you kind of director. Or no, he's not. He's more like he's a good bad director. So he'll make a good film and then he'll make a bad film, make a good film, make a bad film, make a good film. But he's always interesting. Whatever he does is always interesting. But I do struggle with him a little bit. Live on the international YouTube. Yes, the international YouTube, not the national YouTube. Sorry, guys. I mentioned earlier when you talked about how you dislike people and dislike characters just because they're female. Yes. Totally. So, I mean, I think you guys all agree the character Ripley in Alien and Aliens is fantastic. So this idea that you can't have a good, strong female lead is nonsense. But I do think that the way that they portray female leads nowadays is ridiculous because they are absolutely unbeatable and they have no negative traits. And that front, I do agree with anyone who's a detractor of the way they're doing things nowadays. And they seem to do that with a lot of positive casting as well. A lot of positive casting comes with the idea that a character cannot be has to be flawless. And if you guys jumped into the stream at the beginning, I was talking about Mad Men, the TV show, how much I'm enjoying rewatching it. And the lead character is a piece of shit. He drinks, he fornicates, he cheats on all his girlfriends and wives, and he's rude to his staff members, and he's arrogant and cocky. But I love him because he's so human. And that's how you make a good character. They have to be three-dimensional. If a character's just good, it's kind of boring. Like even Luke Skywalker, who's the archetypal version of a good character, has his flaws. Has a lot of flaws. He's like whiny, and he loves his sister. Like literally tries to have S with his sister, and he's not perfect at all. So if you want a good character, they have to be three-dimensional for sure. Are you a fan of Mark Kermode? So Paul, you must be British. I'm a huge fan of Mark Kermode, huge fan, and that's it. I'm just a huge fan. If you guys don't know who that is, he's a British critic. He's been around for like 30, 40 years. Maybe not 40 years. Been around for 30 years. And he used to work on the BBC, now has his own YouTube channel. And he's a very, very well respected, maybe the most respected British critic alive right now. I am a huge fan. Damon, Greta, Peele, or trash? If anyone wants to come on and defend Jordan Peele, Greta Gerwig, or Damon Chazelle, let me know and I'll give you the StreamYard link. I can't defend them because I don't think Jordan Peele is as good as people say he is. I don't think Greta Gerwig is anywhere near as good as people say she is. And I don't think Damon Chazelle is as good as people think he is. So, Sagnick, I agree with you. Totally agree with you. Paul Smith, love Kermode. Masterpiece takes tend to be good and nuanced. He loves genre films, cinema, and movie. Vitaphone, he absolutely loves William Friedkin and Exorcist. That's his favorite film. So he's a bit like you with John Carpenter, unfortunately. Just can't broad. What does that mean? The era of the girl boss. God. Yes, we are. We are in the era of the girl boss, for sure. But I don't want to. I want it to be a more of a nuanced conversation than girls are bad and smelly and they are not good leads and they're ruining films. I want it to be a bit more nuanced than that. But we are definitely in a girl. We were in a girl boss era. I think we're coming out of that now. Not just girl boss though, just a woke era in general. Like, and I don't mind a little bit of woke. Obviously, look at my skin, but not too woke because I like my shit to be good. And typically, if you're watching Bridgerton, which if you go to see, if anyone in this chat seen Bridgerton and wants to defend it, please do, because this is one of my pet peeves. Bridgerton is just a classic example of woke TV. It's fucking shit. And I'm sorry if I'm swearing, but out of everything I've seen over the past 10, 15 years, it's the most woke shit I've ever seen. Bullshit. You got, in the first season especially, but just all the seasons, you have people who are black, who are affluent in the UK in whatever year it is, which is firstly unrealistic. Now, someone's going to come on and say there were affluent black people. I don't dispute that, but I'm sure they weren't dancing and cohorting with white women because they would have been hung. Like, and we're trying to say that slavery didn't exist because there's this wonderful black affluent people in the UK in that period. Are we just completely dismissing that part of history? Bridgerton is fucking shit. I apologize for my language. I do apologize. I could go on about that for ages. What's my opinion of House of Dragon? House of Dragon's really good. And I was a bit worried because Game of Thrones after season 4, season 5 was also fucking shit. But House of Dragons is starting out very strong. Very strong. I actually like Matt Smith in that show. I don't typically like him. Goof Greta is not good. It's good, not great. Frances Ha she didn't direct it, she starred in it, and I don't like that film. I'm not going to say why. Listen, guys, don't sleep on Jeremy Johns. Jeremy Johns is brilliant. Just fun. I love Jeremy Johns. He's just fun, just always true, honest. He comes on for like 5 to 8 minutes, does his thing, says his piece, and fucks off. Doesn't get involved in any politics, doesn't talk about the politics, doesn't do anything controversial or stupid. I love me some Jeremy Johns. Also love Dan Morrill as well. He's really good. Intern was a good movie. The Intern was a good movie on the subject. The Intern with Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway. Really? I watched Gladiator earlier. Brilliant film. It's a good film. But one thing I would say, Thomas, I argued this in a couple of streams backwards. It's Ridley Scott throughout his whole career has tried to copy Stanley Kubrick, and Gladiator is his version of Spartacus. That's all I'm going to say. I Don't Hear No Bell. That's a great name. Hello, I Don't Hear No Bell. Love that. What's that from? Is that from a film? Emerald Pennell and Zoe Zhao are galaxy ahead of Greta, Peel, and Damien Sagnick. Emerald, I think it's Emerald Fennell, and she is the best female director in Hollywood. Not in the world, just in Hollywood right now, by far. I do like Saltburn. It takes some really big chances and it misses a few times, but I do like it. And her first film is wonderful as well. What's it called? Something Girl. Something Girl. Promising Young Woman. Good film. Do it, man. We're here for it. Do what? What should I do? Tell me. I was watching the Queen Sophie series. I guess a spin-off from Bridgerton. It is. There was another TV show that had a black Anne Boleyn as well, which just mind-blowing. What's happening? Why? What? I'm a real stickler for history. I love historical films. Absolutely love them. And I love them to be as historically factual as possible, which is why I have not watched Napoleon. Because when I saw the trailer and saw Joaquin Phoenix doing an American accent, I tapped out immediately. I'm not ever going to watch that film. What is happening? Why is he doing an American accent? What the fuck? And that's why Bridgerton is absolute junk. So, Kevin, if it is a fantasy show, which is fine, if it's a fantasy show, that's all good. But then why in one season did they actually use a real historical character? So it's not fantasy, it's real life. They're trying to base it on real life. Key and Peele skits are funny. Love me some Key and Peele. Love me some Key and Peele. In fact, I prefer Jordan Peele as an actor than I do a director. There are a lot of good female actors about at the moment who can carry movies and TV shows. Just don't like the girl boss stuff. Perfect, flawless, super powerful man haters. Who do we think, guys? Who do we think Sydney Sweeney should be? Do we think she's a good actress? And do we think she could be a Marvel superhero? Or is she technically already one because she's a Spider-Girl, isn't she? Anyway, can't lie. I don't know where the names from my brother just had it. Oh, Xbox name. It's a cool name. It's a very cool name. Fennel. Did you watch The Woman King? What is that? What's The Woman King? That sounds absolutely fantastic. No one wants to write Error Reverse, Stepford Wives. Maybe we'll do that one day. What about changing history to make it more dramatic? That would be fantastic. I would love that. I think that's what they normally do in films, don't they? Because William Wallace wasn't William Wallace. He didn't do the things that they said. So there you go. Braveheart did exactly as you just said. I'm a big sucker for WW2 movies. My favorite is Stalingrad 1993. Such a good movie. Not heard of that. No, I think I've heard of it, but I've not seen it. I prefer Peele as an activist, to be very honest. By the way, I love woke as it pisses off. Hell, all girl bosses really remind me of The Intern. Girl boss and real. Oh dear. Marcus doesn't want the smoke over John Campea, but I'll take it over John Tesh over John Campea. At least Tesh has some talent, but Campea is what we. Oh God. I don't mind John Campea. I think he's fine. He, like I said, his knowledge of film isn't the best, but I just love his enthusiasm. And his team are really fun. You know, he's got some wild takes though. Like every single video he has, it's like, this film's got 100% rotten score before it's even been released. It's going to be incredible for every single film. And then it comes out, it's like, oh, it wasn't that good. Which, you know, nowadays is pretty typical that it's not going to be that good. He's a clapping seal. Oh my God. Anyway, so we move on from that. Guys, I want to talk about the last subject today. First of all, can you hit the like button? You guys, this is the most we've ever had in the stream. So big pat on the back, big hands, what's this? 5, whatever, 5 up, 5. Big clap for you guys. Thank you very much for being here on the stream. Amazing. First and foremost, obviously some ground duty. Can you hit the like button? Can you subscribe to Vitaphone? Can you subscribe to Jay? They are 2 of the channel's biggest supporters behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. So big love to those 2. Big love to people like Cohen and MK and White Noise. Big love to everyone. Just everyone. Gagnan, everyone. All of you. Sagnick, everyone. Thank you so much. You're all amazing. You've been here since day one. Ray Gaming as well. You've been here since day one from the first stream and onwards. So thank you very much. And, you know, over the past few days, we've had this incredible growth. We hit 12,000 subscribers and we're nearly on like 13,000 already. So we're moving really, really quickly. Got a new video coming out tomorrow where I talk about the 3 movies that I think have killed movies. So that video should be out about 5 p.m. UK time. So if you could jump on and watch that, like it, share it, do your thing. Let's push on to 20,000, guys. Love you guys immensely. Now, that's too much love. Let's talk about the best TV show ever. But before that, shall we have a little interlude? Because for me, life isn't complete unless you have a little bit of magic from one man in particular who I'm trying to find, which is why I keep talking. And it's going to come up any second now. Any second now. And we're going to love it. Here we go. I say it every time. That scene nowadays would not exist. You're not allowed to do that kind of thing anymore. And if anyone thinks that's allowed, then you're an evil person. But I love the dancing. Lovely stuff. I'm gonna need time merch. one day. And all guys, also, I haven't said this actually. There's also, I made another channel called Cinema is Dying. I've not told anyone about it. I've posted one video on there, and it's just in case this channel gets demonetized or gets copyright stricken because I keep playing videos on the live stream, which is definitely not allowed. In fact, I'll officially let you guys know now that the last stream we did, I played like 5 or 6 clips from films, and it was demonetized. And I've tried to fight them, but definitely not going to get monetized on that one. So if the channel by any means, I've got one copyright strike already from a video I did ages ago about the audition. Someone flagged it up, and I got a copyright strike, which is not cool. But if you want to watch that video, it's on Patreon, and you can jump over to my Patreon, which is, if you look at the bottom of the stream, you can see on Cinema is Dying to jump on Patreon, Cinema is Dying, become a patron, watch the video, watch some other videos as well. There's loads of videos on there. But anyway, let's move on to the next subject, which is the best TV shows ever. And the reason why we're going to do this is because in a couple of days, maybe Thursday, probably Saturday, we're going to do a tier list of the best TV shows ever made. And as I said before, I'm watching Mad Men right now, absolutely loving it. So my heart is very much steeped in some beautiful Mad Men, and it's definitely towards the top tier of TV making. So anyway, what we're doing, guys, which TV shows do you love? Gone in there big, Kevin. You went in there with the biggest one so far, The Sopranos. So I don't know how I'm going to keep track of all these things. If anyone is an angel, and is kind enough to note down all these TV shows that I bring up on screen, can you let me know? I would love that. Just if anyone is a beautiful angel and can do that, that would be tremendous. Anyone want to? Oh, Vitaphone, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much, because I will get lost. That's fantastic. Thank you. Right. So first one is The Sopranos. And White Noise. Yes, I do have a Patreon. It's been going for about 2 weeks now. There's a video on there which analyzes a scene from the film The Audition, the Japanese horror film. And there's also a review of The Fall Guy, and I think there's a couple more videos on there as well. So if you guys want to jump on, become a patron, the benefits are wonderful. You get to be named in all the videos that I make going forwards, and you get to see exclusive content and videos before they come out. So, but anyway, let's get back to the TV shows. Right. And Gagnan, okay. So Vitaphone and Gagnan, if you both do it, that'd be amazing in case one of you misses anything. Right. So Sagnet's gone in there big. Breaking Bad, Sopranos, The Wire, Mindhunter. What's this GOT? Game of Thrones. Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul is it has no right to be as good as it is. And some people, in fact, we'll have this debate on Thursday or Saturday. Some people think it's better than Breaking Bad. What do you guys think? Do you think it's better than... No, we'll do this another day. We'll do it another day. I don't want to get sidetracked. The A-Team. Put it on there. The A-Team. What a show. What a show. Chernobyl. Chernobyl, again. My only issue with Chernobyl, and I said this before, I'm a stickler for historically accurate dramas. And my issue with it is that it's got British actors doing Ukrainian accents. Ukrainian? Was it Russia? You guys let me know. But yeah, it's a bit jarring for me, like hearing them go, "Oh, the nuclear core has gone down. It's not good." I'm a bit, oh, I don't know. Can't you just do the accents? Can you just do the language and then have the subtitles? I prefer that. Like Narcos, for example. Can we write down Narcos? Because that is a tremendous show. Folks can also become a member on the channel. Yes, you can. You can join as a member. I don't want to keep selling stuff, but you can become a member on the channel. Thank you very much, Vitaphone. I'm doing a list. Okay, Thomas, you're doing a list as well. Are you doing a list for this, or are you doing a list for yourself? Let me know. I'm not really a fan of a show buff, but I really like Chernobyl. Okay, another vote for Chernobyl. What else we got, guys? Jay, here we go. Sliders. Jay. Let me have a little drink for Sliders. If anyone doesn't know what Sliders is, after this, jump on and watch one episode. I dare you to watch one episode. Sliders was so good. They should bring that back. I'm not against them bringing it back. Sliders was so good. An incredible show from the 90s with a guy who was in Jerry Maguire. Maybe Jay can help me out. I forgot the name of the guy in Jerry Maguire, but it's also got the guy from Lord of the Rings, the guy, the small dwarf, and it's got someone else. It's got loads of people. Have a little watch one day. What else did you put, Jay? MASH. Never saw MASH, unfortunately. All in the Family. I think these are quite American shows. In the UK, MASH wasn't that big. I remember the theme tune, but I think it was a movie, wasn't there? Directed by Robert Altman. And then the TV show came afterwards, but I never got into it. All in the Family. Don't know what that is. Another American show, probably. Sopranos, yes. Don't know what The Way Home is either. Salem's Lot miniseries. Not seen it, but I know there's a film of that. But if we can maybe write that one down as well. And from Jay's list, can we have Sliders? Erie, Indiana as well. What another brilliant show. And I think we had to put MASH in there as well because it is a classic show, even though I've not seen it. Chris. Hello, Chris. How you doing? Nice to meet you. No one should ever forget The Great 18. No one should ever forget my God. The movie, Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper. Get out of here. In fact, ironically, it's got the guy from District 9 that I was talking about before. Comedy series called The Wonder Years. Brilliant. They brought that back recently. It's got the lead actor in it, Fred Savage. He's now a big producer. I think he got cancelled recently, actually. His shows didn't get cancelled. He got cancelled. And he was also in Princess Bride. His brother, Ben Savage, is the lead actor in another TV show we should write down, which is Boy Meets World, which is another great TV show. Hannibal, fantastic, brilliant TV show. Although, I'm not going to lie. So I've got a Hannibal video on the channel, guys. If you've not watched it, please watch it after this, where I compare the actors who played Hannibal and talk about who played it best. And to do that, I had to do some research and watch season 1, season 2 of Hannibal. And then I started watching season 3 and I turned it off after episode 3. It's so bad. So I'm not sure if Hannibal should get on that list, just based on that, personally. Okay. No way BCS is better than BB, period. So if anyone doesn't know what that is, this Better Call Saul better than Breaking Bad. I personally don't think Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad. I think Breaking Bad is better. But Better Call Saul is close. And that's concerning because it shouldn't be that good. It honestly shouldn't be that good. The ending is a bit weak, which if it ended better, I think it might have been just marginally better. That's how close it was. MK, the best TV show in my opinion is the original Twilight Zone, not the Jordan Peele one then, I guess, because I've not seen either one. I've seen episodes from Twilight Zone, but I've not sat down and watched Twilight Zone exclusively, so I can't say that. Okay, Paul, you're coming big with this one. Pause. The Wire, The Prisoner, the original Prisoner, back in 1969 or whatever. Band of Brothers, great choice. Tinker, don't know what that is. Oh, Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy. I do know what that is. Breaking Bad, etc. What's etc., Paul? You can't just put etc. What else is there? Star Trek. Okay, confession, guys. Confession. And maybe we can do a bit of a poll. Maybe I can change the poll. Should I change the poll? Okay, let me do this. Let me change the poll, actually, for this little point I'm about to make. So just so you guys know, the poll for the Acolyte it's basically the Acolyte is not of any interest to anyone. It's 18% yes and 82% no. So I'm going to end that poll and do a new poll. And this poll is going to divide. I'm going to know exactly what kind of people I have on my channel. This is going to be fantastic. And then I'm going to get onto this point that you've made, Bootle Bad Boy. And right, guys. So I've just made a new poll. Let me know your thoughts and vote for what you prefer. Do you prefer Star Trek or Star Wars? So Bootle Bad Boy. This is why I don't know what this means. Okay, so TNG means the next generation. Deep Space Nine, is it? And the TOS, I don't know what that is. So I don't like. Let me reword what I'm about to say. I prefer Star Wars, the original Star Wars, the first three, and The Mandalorian, and maybe little bits of the prequels, maybe little scenes from the prequels, to Star Trek. I've never really gotten to Star Trek. I appreciate it. I do like the J.J. Abraham film. I do like the J.J. Abraham second film. I hate the third film they made. This thing's absolutely awful. So yeah, I don't know much about Star Trek. Sorry. I know the basics because I watched the films, but I don't know much about it. I did see the Wrath of Khan, the original Wrath of Khan. Well, I think there's only one Wrath of Khan. And I enjoyed it, but I don't know much about Star Trek. So yeah, guys, what are you voting for? So far, you guys are all mainly Star Wars fans, but sorry, brutal bad boy. So what does TOS mean? Let me know. That's my point. That was my main point. What does TOS mean? Chernobyl is limited series. Are we counting that, or should it be a separate list? Let's count it. I think we should definitely count it, because some seasons or some series didn't finish their run, and I don't think they should be discounted. Like, for example, Manhunter, for example, didn't get to finish its run, but I think it's still really good. So let's stick it in there. The Pacific 2010 miniseries, which is also part of the Band of Brothers thing, if I'm correct. Let me know, Kerwin. Winning Time, HBO. Do you know what? I started watching the first episode. I think it's to do with Michael Johnson, right? And I didn't finish it, unfortunately. Top tier: Mad Men, The Wire, The Leftovers. Guys, who's seen The Leftovers? I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking, should I do a video on The Leftovers? Again, it's another TV show that has no right being as good as it is. It's Damon Lindelof, who can be hit and miss, and it's so good. It's so good. The Leftovers, Succession for sure, half of Game of Thrones. So here's the issue. So Vitaphone, this is where I kind of jump on board with your thoughts, whether we should have miniseries, because Game of Thrones, if we were to turn it into half a series, it would be probably the best TV show ever. But if we're considering the whole series, it's nowhere near this list. So it's a bit of a tricky one, but I guess we can debate that on the day. Chernobyl has some serious mistakes. Okay, Ozan, can you tell me what mistakes it had? Because I would love to hear that. Mr. Show, Shogun, Twilight Zone, Person of Interest. Person of Interest has, is his name Linus? Is his name Linus in Lost? But anyway, it's got an actor in it from the TV show Lost, which should definitely be on this list because Lost is brilliant as well. Justified, anyone? Anyone seen Justified? Anyone want to fight for Justified? Farscape. I disliked The Walking Dead after 3 seasons. So I'm not going to lie to you, Willard. I did watch it up until the end. I stopped watching it for a long time, and then I started watching it again just to finish it, and I couldn't finish it. But I then did watch the miniseries, which had Rick in it and Michonne, and it's pretty damn good. I liked it. Can't sit here and lie to you. I did like it. But overall, The Walking Dead is basically like, okay, there's a bad guy. We need to kill him. Let's monologue every episode. Every character is going to monologue. Let's go and kill the bad guy. Okay, he's winning. Okay, let's beat him up. Okay, now it's a bad girl. Let's beat her up. Okay, monologuing, crying. Everyone dies. It's the same thing over and over again. Real shame because it was pretty good at the beginning. I'm doing a list of every TV show you mentioned. Thank you. So Vitaphone, I think Gagnan and yourself are doing lists. Thank you very much. Severance, I've not seen Severance yet, but I've heard good things. Thank you, Brutal Bad Boy. Mr. Robot Season 1. Mr. Robot Season 1 is so good until the end where it just becomes Fight Club. And I think the director has come out and said that he basically was copying Fight Club. So, of course, it's going to be like Fight Club. Which brings me to the writer-director's wife is the lead actress in Shameless, the American TV show Shameless, which is the British remake. And that needs to be on the list. Shameless needs to be on the list. Anyone seen Shameless? The American season 1? Yep, love that season. It's done by the same people who did Justified. Scavenger's Reign. Not Scavenger's Reign. Is that part of the answer from Chernobyl, or is that a TV show, Osnan? The Wire, The Prisoner, Band of Brothers, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Breaking Bad, 24, so good. The Unit. So, Paul, if you've put The Unit, you should definitely put The Shield. Or have you put The Shield? But The Shield should be on there as well because it's by the same guy. Time Tunnel, I remember that, but I've not seen it. The Avengers, the 1960s one with Diana Rigg. The Saint. A couple of ropey ones there, but I get what you mean. They are classic British TV, so I kind of get where you're coming from. I think they're going to be hard to win in the tier list because I don't think many people have seen the classic British TV shows, but we can give it a try. Sagnick, Twilight Zone, Twin Peak, House of Cards, yes please. Dark, which I've only seen one episode of. Squid Game, it's not a bad TV show, you know. Speaking of which, has anyone seen Money Heist? Do you think Money Heist should be on the list? Should Money Heist be on the list? Let me know. Twin Peaks, Vitaphone, definitely Twin Peaks. I've not seen it, but it definitely is on the list. Yep, he's a telly director, producer for years. I wonder what that's in relation to. Can we really say Twin Peaks before or after Twin Peaks? I have not seen it, so I can't put my 2 cents in. White's The Bear. What's White, Ben? Let me know. The Bear is really good. Season 2, I felt the first half was such a departure from season 1. It felt really slapsticky and really kind of like they were trying to find, like they're wasting time almost. And then the episode, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, the episode where he goes, there's a flashback and we see his mom and his family and stuff is tremendous. And it gets back on gear after that. But I would say that it's a bit early for The Bear. I don't think it should be on there. First season of Westworld is brilliant for sure. Invincible, I struggle with. I know it's good, but sometimes kind of boring and very corny. And the whole high school thing, and it has problems. It's by the same guy who did Walking Dead. So, yeah. Anyway, Time Tunnel, The Avengers Takes Me Back. David K. Not seen you in here for a while. Hello, David K. I would say The Acolyte is going to be groundbreaking, inspiring, meaningful, mesmerizing, and life-changing. But then I would be wrong if I did. So, David, we spoke about The Acolyte at the beginning. It was a bit of a dead chat, to be honest with you, because I don't think anyone's really enthused by it. But yeah, it was a bit of a dead chat. So we won't go back to The Acolyte. Anyone seen Space and Beyond? The Mind of a Married Man from the... What is that? Right, I'm way behind. Deadwood. Yes. Anyone writing down these names, please put Deadwood on that list. Fantastic effing show. If you've not seen it, watch it. It's a bit of a slow burn, but honestly, the dialogue is so poetic. It's Shakespearean. It's so bloody brilliant. Great show. I can't make that decision. Didn't watch it either. Okay, Chris, you're back on. What do you guys think of the season 2 finale of Justified? Personally, I think it's one of the best. So, Chris, I don't know how long you've been watching my channel, but if you have just started watching, I am the biggest Justified fan in the world. It's not the best TV show ever. I know that now, but I would argue it for days and days. It's so bloody good. And that's season 2. Season 2 is some of the best TV you will ever see. And I watched it again recently during Christmas. And it's like I watched it 3 times. And each time it's just incredible. The actress who plays Mags, whose name I forget, but she is just wonderful. She's also in The Americans. She's brilliant. That whole season, even Jonathan Davies, I think his name's Jonathan Davies, a tremendous actor as well. But that whole season is just standout. Just wow. Some of the best TV ever made. I'm a Star Wars fan myself. I don't hold it against the series of being horrid now, but it's a thing of beauty. It was. As a kid, Star Wars was my life. But I'm not a kid anymore, so it's not. I started watching Star Trek, the original series. I can see why fans of the show are unhappy with the... Kerwin, can you... Oh, Kerwin, I would love if you could jump on and talk about that, because I don't know. I don't watch the original series, and I've only seen the films, and I like the films. But the reason I like the films is because I don't know anything about the original series. So if you could come on and talk about why that is, that would be fantastic. The films are mostly a Funhouse mirror version of Star Trek. Okay, so you guys are talking about Star Trek now. Okay, all right, we can do that. I think we got loads of TV shows. Sagnick, I'm not going to put. So guys, I think I've decided if a show only had one good season, it can't be included. It simply can't. So True Detective did have a tremendous first season, but it's gone downhill. I think we can all agree on that. And then Game of Thrones can't be included because the other seasons after season 4 or season 5 weren't good. So I think we should remove those. Black Mirror is just too incoherent to be included for me. But if you guys think it should be on, I don't mind. MK, big love. Heroes was good in season 1, maybe even season 2, Jay. Maybe even season 2. Magic Johnson, no, not season 2. Magic Johnson, yes, a Band of Brothers. You guys are way ahead of me. You're way, oh my God, I'm scrolling down. There's so many. I'm so sorry. I'm getting caught up in my own thoughts. True Blood. I love True Blood. It's so corny, so incredibly corny, but it's so good. I love me some True Blood. No one should be sleeping on Mr. In Between, not even you, Monk. I don't know what that. I don't know what that is. What is that? Legion? No. Quickie. I know I always say your name wrong as well. I do apologize, but I don't like Legion. I think it's just rubbish. It's almost as if they wanted to make a TV show, and the only way they can make a TV show is by making it relevant to superheroes. So they just made a TV show. I don't like it. But if anyone will defend it, let me know. You can come on, defend it. Eastbound and Down is fan-bloody-tastic. Fan-bloody-tastic. Son of Anarchy I've not seen, but I've heard good things. Final Space on, not seen that either. Invisible, you need to watch it more. You will eat your words. So Vitaphone, I've seen it. I've seen up until probably like the last 2 episodes. Like I'm up to date basically, but I still every now and again there's an episode that's just so boring, and I'm like, can you guys just get on with it? This is really boring. I don't want to know about him at high school and his girlfriend. I'm not interested at all. Put Monk on the list. Why not? I've not seen it, but why not? Fargo, maybe, but again, it's like season 1 was fantastic, and I think like season 3, I think with Ewan McGregor was good as well, but yeah. Atlanta, yeah, agree with that. Lost for sure. Mr. Robot, no, because only got 1 good season. Shield for sure. Black Mirror was acquired by Netflix. The quality has been so inconsistent. Hello, Tuto L. Good to see you here. It's the first time you've been here, so thank you. Guys, if you've not hit the like button, please do. As I've said throughout the stream, this is the most people we've ever had on, so huge love to you all. And hitting the like button. If you've not subscribed yet, please do that now. We are growing at a fast rate, and I love you guys tremendously, especially when you hit the like button. So, BoJack Horseman. I didn't get to finish that. Oh my God, Brutal Bad Boy. This is such a deep cut. So, maybe Paul Smith knows about this. Brass Eye, guys. The Day-to-Day and The Brass Eye are 2 of the funniest comedy shows ever made. Also, I would put onto that Alan Partridge as well. If you guys know who that is, especially the Americans in here, let us know, because wow. So Sagnick, was that the one with Ewan McGregor and his girlfriend in real life, who he cheated on his wife with? Just saying that happened. It's a fact. The Boys, I don't think so, because The Boys hasn't finished yet. So I don't think it's fair to put it in there just yet. Insecure, I've not seen Insecure, but I've heard good things. I've heard very good things. South Park for sure. For sure, South Park. Hello, back at 22 likes. That's not enough, guys. That's not enough. Let's get these likes up. If you're on here, if you're having fun, hit the like button. Let's do this. Let's get to 40. Let's get to 40, guys. Come on. Mr. In Between is an Australian show about a guy who's ex-military turned hitman, but is now like a sitcom meets action, thriller, romance in his class. So I'm assuming I don't hear no bell. You're Australian, and if you are, good day, mate. It's the worst accent ever. Good, eh, mate? Bodyguard, not seen it, but I've heard good things, heard very good things. 25, actually. Just keep going. Let's keep going. Let's get 40. Banshee, Paul. Banshee was recommended to me by a friend, and I thought, okay, let me give it a try. It's got the lead actor from an Australian lead actor from The Boys, and it's fun. There's so many, just action scene after action scene after action scene, and it's fun. I don't think it's the best TV show ever, but it's definitely worth a mention. What We Do in the Shadows, never been a huge fan, but if enough people think it's good, then why not? Brass Eye and The Day-to-Day is gem. Yeah, Day-to-Day. The Day-to-Day is better than Brass Eye, but Brass Eye is also wow. Doctor Who. Ooh, I might do a poll in a minute. Let's see how many Doctor Who fans I've got in here. That show definitely is woke. Thomas, if you're going, goodbye. Big love. Nah, man, props to... I could do more stuff in Australian accent, but I don't want to be racist, so I'm not going to do any more. Veep is brilliant. So if we're going to put Veep on there, surely we have to put Seinfeld. Does anyone disagree with that? Surely Seinfeld. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Has anyone said Curb Your Enthusiasm yet? Come on. What are we doing here, guys? Reacher, no, not yet. Season 2, I'm going to be honest, season 2 was very disappointing. Very disappointing. I don't know why Reacher needs a team. The guy's a one-man shithouse. He doesn't need no team. He can go around doing stuff by himself. Season 1 was so good, though. And even the trailer for season 2 was so good. I got really hyped. First season of 911, not seen that. Survivors. What is that? What is Survivors? I think, what is that a reality show? Jericho, The Walking Dead. We did say The Walking Dead. I just think it tailed off after a while. So I wouldn't put it in there. Ooh, Jay. Seinfeld is not funny. Ooh, does anyone want to argue that? Does anyone want to come on and argue that it's not funny? Wow. I think it is. I love it. And I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. I prefer Curb Your Enthusiasm, but I do think Seinfeld's funny. Anyone think Seinfeld's not funny? Brutal Bad Boy. Another deep cut. Brookside had the first lesbian kiss on TV ever. Brookside. It's a Liverpudlian or a Scouse TV show, and was probably the best British soap TV show until they cancelled it. First season with Jack Ryan was so good. Not seen it, so I can't speak on that. The Office. Quick A, do you mean UK or American? Actor from Banshees from New Zealand. Paul, I do apologize. I thought it was Australian. Oh, well. Will this list be broken into eras? So I think in a minute, what I'm going to do, we're going to get the lists up and... No, I think what I'll do, actually, what I will do is I'll get the list from the guys who were making notes, and then I will go through it and I'll get rid of some shows, and then all eras will be grouped together. So if you think that MASH is as good as The Wire, good luck to you. And that will go against itself. They'll go against each other on a tier list. So we won't break it into eras. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yes. For longevity, yes. For sure. Rick and Morty is good, but I feel like the last couple of seasons, maybe 3 seasons, have been poor. I think since Dan Harmon kind of took a step back, it's not been as good. So I don't think we can't include that, and we can't include Community as well, because the quality just kind of tailed off. Parks and Recs is a good shout. Brutal Bad Boy. Josh Hartnett. The more you get to know sitcom characters, the funnier the sitcom becomes. Yeah, I agree with that. Happy Valley, Marcus. What's Happy Valley? What is that? Fantasy Island. Are we doing that? Are we doing Miami Vice and Fantasy Island? Are we doing those really hokey 80s, 70s TV shows? Are we? C-Lab, The Critic, The Simpsons early years. Simpson, I think, is a victim of his own success. Otherwise, I would put Family Guy in here as well, which I find funnier than The Simpsons. But again, it's kind of tailed off. These shows just need to stop at some point because they're not funny. Peaky Blinders, wasn't a big fan. Frasier, another legendary TV show. Spooks is a very good British TV show. Minder and the Sweeney. Minder, my God. Another deep cut. Definitely not one of the best TV shows ever, though. Ozark. That comedy is called Arrested Development. So, again, it kind of tailed off towards the end, especially the Netflix ones. Not very good. The Deuce with James Franco. I've heard good things, but not finished it. Kevin Carter, I do agree with that, but unfortunately, we can't just go season 1 to 3. It needs to be from start to finish. Whether it's a mini series or whether it's a full series, it needs to be good from start to finish. It can't just be good for a couple of seasons and then disappear. Same with Archer, kind of tailed off as well. The New Adventures of Bean Baxter. What is that? 110 nominees. 110 nominee lines until now. Whoa. That's a lot of names, guys. That's too many names. So we should probably at some point have a look at what we have and see what we don't have. Anything we don't have, I can always add afterwards, but that is a lot of names. I'm not going to sit here on a stream with 110 nominees because I will be here from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. And as much as I love you guys, I don't think that should be a thing that happens. I love my health a little bit more. Miami Vice was a joyous pleasure as a kid. It was. I think I was way too young to enjoy it, but I remember it being 80s. Very, very 80s. Sopranos winning. Do you know what, Jay? I don't know. Okay, so if I'm being honest with you guys, if I'm going to pick out my best 3 TV shows, I'm going to put The Wire, number 1. I'm going to put Breaking Bad, number 2. I'm going to put Sopranos, number 3. Those are the best 3 TV shows. Not my favorite, but the best TV shows. But my favorite, I'd say Justified is just so good. I can watch it over and over again. Probably after that, maybe Mad Men. Yeah. But for me, I think The Wire is the best TV show ever made. But when we do the tier list, it doesn't matter what I think. It's down to you guys. You guys will ultimately decide who is where, and then I'll move the pieces on the puzzle. And now that I know how to do a poll, we can do polls for each and every film. So that should be fun. Breaking Bad winning. Maybe. I think the tier list goes down to 5 to 75, actually, if we filter out only seasons that have not ended yet. Yeah, so Vitaphone, Gagnan, and someone else, was it? Who else was making a list? Let me know, guys. Can you remove TV shows that haven't finished yet? Remove TV shows where the seasons kind of dissipated towards the end, like Game of Thrones and stuff. I might keep Game of Thrones in there. And if you guys think you guys let me know now, actually. Do you think Game of Thrones should stay in there? Because I think it is good. And some people do like the ending, but there's some shows where the show just completely, the quality just diminishes. In-Betweeners was great. 6 Feet Under, didn't get to finish that. Only seen 1 episode of that, so I can't speak on that. Hello, Genius. The Last of Us. I've played the game. 1, I played number 2, but especially 1. I love the game, and I know where the show's going. So watching the show wasn't as thrilling as it should have been or could have been. I know they changed some things, but still, I know where it's going. So it doesn't really have any impact on me. And I think it was episode 2, was it, where we have the 2 male characters who are in love. That episode is absolutely stupid. It's absolutely stupid. It's not good. I know people say it's well made and it's really romantic, and I feel sorry. What has that episode got to do with the whole of the show? When we're talking about woke TV, woke movies, that felt extremely woke to me. And it felt like if those characters were a heterosexual couple, the episode would not have existed, which for me is a problem, because is it only good because people want it to be good? I honestly didn't like the episode at all. I thought it was really bad. If you're looking at good writing, it's not good writing to do what they did. It was episode 3. I can't remember. It wasn't good writing to do what they did with that episode. That's bad writing. It's almost as if they made Star Wars, and then in the original Star Wars, halfway through, we follow Aunt May. Is it Aunt May? It's not Aunt May. We follow his uncle and his aunt cooking, just having a general day around the house, cooking, having an argument, like a Marriage Story type argument, and then making up with makeup sex. That's what that felt like to me with that episode. But if anyone has any different opinions, I'm glad to hear them. Now, GOT should not be on there. Okay. All right. It won't be on there then. We're living in a video game era. Superhero genre is played out. Totally agree with you, Jay. Totally agree with you. BB is magical, more prolific, stylish, well-written, better characterization. But Sagnick, better than The Wire. Because I don't know if you've seen The Wire. Each season represents a different part of the city, Baltimore, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it shows you how each element of that city has created all the issues in season 1 and season 5, is it? Or 6? It's just perfection. It's like watching life. It's just so good. So I do love Breaking Bad, but I think The Wire is better. Peep Show, brilliant TV show. There was an American remake of it, which didn't do very well. My brother in film, if Baby Driver was a sudden change of character that was too quick for you, wouldn't you say De Niro's quick change is in the same ballpark? My thoughts on De Niro is it's very simple. They ran out of book, they ran out of original source material, and they just did what they thought was going to be cool. And unfortunately, it wasn't cool, because what we had was De Niro's changing character last minute. We had time travel, well, not time travel, transportation that was just suddenly would be it would take 1 season to get to another location, suddenly became 5 minutes. It was just all over the place. Terrible, terrible, absolutely terrible. So disappointing. I was so hyped for it as well. That's quite the image stuck in my head. Thanks a lot, Mark. Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen making oh God. It's so true though, isn't it? I mean, oh God. Just imagine. No, thank you. The awesomeness of early GOT earns the show a place on the list. Kevin, I don't want to disagree with you. I do think the first few seasons were magical, and if had it finished that way, we could definitely put it in. But listen, what they say is it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Now, that may be seen as an innuendo, but honestly, it's not meant to be. But let's just say it is an innuendo, and let's just say you're with your partner, and let's just say the ending isn't great, then, and that could be marriage, or it could be a relationship, or it could be other things, then you're going to be remembered for the way it ended. And unfortunately, Game of Thrones is remembered for how it's ended than how it began. So I don't think it should be in there. Dexter kind of fell off, didn't it? It kind of fell off. So the ending, people don't like the ending. I don't like the ending. So should it be on the list? Probably not. Probably not. Of all the things that Sopranos recognized for, including cinematic use of music breaking the mold between TV and film edit. Yeah. I see. The thing is, Sopranos is brilliant. I'm not saying it's not, but The Wire, it just has a place in my heart. But again, it's you guys. You guys are going to be voting on the day, so you're going to choose what's best and what's not best. So my opinion's I will argue for things if I think they shouldn't win, or I think they should win. But I'm not. If you guys choose one thing, then that's what we'll go with. So you're going to be choosing The Wire. Breaking Bad is my favorite all time. Dexter was amazing too. Yeah. I think someone pointed out recently on a YouTube video where it went wrong, and it went wrong quite early. I think season 2 is when they killed Dokes. If they just kept that going for a couple more seasons, it would have been a lot better. But I guess, yeah. Anyway, if you've not seen Dexter, I've just ruined it for you, so I do apologize for that. Last of Us was my favorite game of all time. The show was incredible, not perfect, but yes, episode 3 was woke, but done well for the most part. It was done well. I mean, if a TV show or film's not done well nowadays, you have to start questioning yourself, because everything is at pristine levels. You've got cameras, you've got actors, you've got facilities for actors, you've got rules and regulations in place for actors and CGI and unions and stuff. Like, everything should be at, even if you watch like a really low budget film, typically they look pretty damn good. So yes, it was well produced, but I feel like it had no relevance to the story whatsoever. That's my general thoughts on that. 1, Breaking Bad. 2, The Wire. Sopranos. 3, all 9.5. I'm not inclined to disagree with you. It's a hair's breadth, or it's a fine line between Breaking Bad and The Wire and Sopranos. It could be either one of them. But there's going to be other choices, guys. Deadwood is brilliant. Deadwood is absolutely tremendous. So let's not just say that Breaking Bad and The Wire and Sopranos are going to win. There's other contenders, and it's down to you guys what wins. So Vitaphone, Gagnan, and the other person taking the list, have you guys finished taking your lists? Because then we can move on to the last part of the show, which will be the ending of the show, where we can just talk shit. You guys can ask questions. We can just talk shit for a bit, and then it'll be game over. Game over. Sherlock is fire. I think season 3 is where it went downhill, though. But if you don't think that's correct, let me know. Dexter has a major contrivance issue in the same way that killing Homelander is a fundamental problem with the boys. Continuing Dexter is just an inherent problem. Yep. It's the same problem that Superman's going to have. So Superman by Brian, what's his name? Not Bryan Singer. The new Superman film is going to have the same problem. It's going to have a Superman problem. And the Superman problem is Superman is too powerful. So same thing with Dexter, same thing with Homelander. And you can't kill Superman, can you? So it's going to have the same issue. I'm good. Okay, thank you, Gagnan. Vitaphone, are you happy with the list? And then if you guys could, I'll think of a way to get the list off for you guys. And then I'll go through it, and then I'll narrow it down. We'll do a tier list in a couple of days. Right, guys. So we are coming up to the end. So if you just want to talk shit, if you want to jump on the stream, if you want to talk about a film, if I go out there and insult a film, will you guys take the bait? Then you can jump on the stream. You can talk about that. If you got any questions for me, you can do that as well. I'm here for that. Who's actually going to watch The Acolyte? Have you guys here? Who's going to watch The Acolyte? Let me know. I will probably watch the first episode just because, unfortunately, I'm now on YouTube, so I have to stay relevant. But if it's trash, which I'm assuming it's going to be, then for sure I won't be watching any more of that. Nope, unless it gets incredible buzz. Yeah, I'm not doing it unless the first episode absolutely knocks my sock. It can't be okay. It can't be, oh, this is intriguing. It needs to come out the blocks with fire. If it comes out the block with fire, I'm there for it. If it doesn't, then not interested. So secondly, I mean the Acolytes, not the accolades, because there's not going to be accolades going that way at all. I would say with mental health, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it unless that episode is just incredible. I'm going to try the Acolyte. Yes, Grace Randolph said it's better than Mando. Grace Randolph says a lot of stuff, though. She says a lot of stuff. She's a bit like John Campea. She is very hype. Like, she's very much like, oh my God, guys, that's a terrible accent. She's just over the top. Like, oh my God, it's the best TV show ever. And then it'll come out and everyone will be like, it's awful. And she'll be like, yeah, it's not as good as I thought it was initially. That's kind of a Grace Randolph way of doing things. Dexter has 2 botched endings. I didn't bother watching the awful extension. Homeland. Oh, Paul, how can we forget Homeland? Although it did tail off. Claire Danes in that first season is just mind-blowing. Honestly, she's an incredible actress. Guys, who are your most underrated actors and actresses? Tell me, because Claire Danes is up there. She's up there. Every time I see her, whether it's in Romeo and Juliet, there was a TV show actually that you guys haven't mentioned, which is called not Party of Five. Well, there is Party of Five, which was a great TV show with Matthew Fox and Neve Campbell and Scott Wolf. But there's also a TV show called My So-Called Life with Claire Danes. And if you've seen this, let me know in the chat. Claire Danes and Jared Leto. And that's the first time I saw her. And she was brilliant in that. And then I saw her in Romeo and Juliet and I was like, you are damn good. And then I saw the first season of Homeland. I was like, this woman is on fire. She's incredible. Incredible. Has anyone heard of or even seen My So-Called Life? Because my God, what a TV show. Guys, mentioned some excellent Korean TV. Yeah, so I've not really seen any Korean or Japanese TV shows, unfortunately, Sagnik. But if you've got any to mention, you did say, someone said Squid Game. And that's not bad, I guess. Did you watch The Dead Don't Hurt? No. So, Ben, tell me what is that? Who directed that? When did it come out? So forth, so forth. My So-Called Life, it was pure 90s gold. Guys, I'm gonna expose Vitaphone now, because on a couple of chats ago, maybe 3 chats ago, he came out and said, and maybe I want you guys to to jump in on this one. He said that all female actresses since the 90s look. Was it Vitaphone? You can correct me on this. Do you say look terrible or are terrible or can't act? I forgot what you said, but you said something. You said a few things that night that nearly got me cancelled, but that was the thing that I think I remember the most, was you saying that all women actresses since the 90s are trash, basically. You said they were trash. But I don't agree with that, thank God. And My So-Called Life was a TV show in the 90s with Claire Danes, and she was also in the 2000s, and she's a good actress. So I debunk that speculation. Vitastone destroyed it. He did. He also, and I might get him on in a bit to talk about movies and how they can fix themselves. Might do that in a bit. And if anyone else wants to jump in the stream, probably be on here for another half an hour, 20 minutes. So if anyone else wants to jump in the stream, I'm going to, won't keep you on for long. You have like a 2-3 minute and then you come out. So yeah, if you want to jump on, let me know. We can chop it up. Very much so. Okay, so here we go. Vitaphone said this. I didn't say that. Not everyone understands. Okay, you did say that. What in your opinion is bad acting, stands out, and why so badly? Genius, great question. Love that question. Let me star that and I'll come back to it. If anyone else has got any more questions, I will answer them. That's why I like Amy Adams, because I was brought up in the 90s. Oh God, guys. Can we close down the best? Yeah, so we are now finished with our best TV shows list. Thank you very much, guys. If you've not hit the like button, please do. If you want to come on the stream and have a chat about whatever, if you've got a question, come on. If you want to defend Damien Chazelle, Greta Gerwig, or Jordan Peele, who I think are very overrated directors, please let me know. I'll put a StreamYard link in the chat very shortly. And if you think 90s actresses and 2000s actresses and 2010s actresses and 2020s actresses are ugly and rubbish, let me know. In fact, maybe let me know who the best modern day actress is, because You guys didn't seem to like Claire Danes. Do you think there's a modern day? Do you think Sydney Sweeney is the best modern day actress? In fact, let me put that as a question for everyone. Do you think Sydney Sweeney is the best modern day actress? Overacting. Yeah, so who's the best modern day actress, guys? Who is the best modern day actress? It can be someone who's maybe not modern day, if you know what I mean. She's still around. But who is the best modern day actress? Give me some names. I think Anne Hathaway's up there. I think I do like Zendaya, even though I was trolling her a couple of weeks ago. I do think she's a good actress. I do think she's a bit limited right now from what I've seen, but I think she's a good actress. Who's Sadie Snow? Let me know who Sadie Snow is. Naomi Rapace. She is Norwegian, I think, or Swedish. And she's from the girl with the dragon tattoo, the girl with the blah, 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 and the girl with the blah, blah, blah. And she's also in the Alien film Prometheus. And she's a good actress, I guess. Rebel Wilson. I'm going to move on. Yeah. Swinging. Why not? Sydney Sweeney. Genius. What do you think? No, she's not the best actress. I mean, I've not seen her act so far. I've seen her in the trailer for that terrible Madam Web film, and I've seen her pretty much naked in the first episode of Euphoria, but I've not seen her act. So I have no opinion on Sydney Sweeney apart from what I've seen. I've seen a lot. Jodie Comer. She can do. She's a fellow Scouser, but a brutal bad boy. Is that why you're voting for her? I sense a little bit of favoritism there. I think it could be that. Sadie Snow is the ginger. The ginger. Is that allowed? Are we allowed to say the ginger? I don't think we are. I'm going to have to reword that. Sadie Snow is the redhead from Stranger Things. I still don't know who that is. I don't watch Stranger Things. Rooney Mara. I know you got a thing for Rooney Mara. I know you do, Vitaphone. I know you do. Zendaya is overrated, and I'm surprised you like him. Oh dear. Genius. You got me hyped up now. You got me hyped up. It's going to happen. The return of Zendaya is happening. So I've been lonely on this stream, and I think it's only appropriate that she joins me on the stream today. So Zendaya will be joining us very shortly. I've made a call to Tom Holland, and Zendaya is going to be joining us very, very shortly. So I can't wait to see her. I know you guys are excited too. Who else do you think is a good actress, guys? There she is. My beauty. What we got here? Stephanie Martini. Paul Smith. Who is Stephanie Martini? Who's Stephanie? Oh my God, you guys are. This group really needs. Rooney is just electric. She is. If you see her in interviews as well, she's a bit like Robert De Niro. She doesn't say much. She's very like introverted and very quiet. And like you ask her a question, she's like, and that's all you get out of her. And De Niro is very much like, yeah. And that's all you get out of them. But they are powerhouses in front of the camera. Stephanie Martin. Let me know who that is. Martini. Best actress right now is between Pugh and Joy. Joy? Oh, Anna Taylor-Joy. Yeah, she's good. She's all right. Florence Pugh is brilliant, though. She's brilliant. I think I prefer Pugh to Anna Taylor-Joy. I've not seen much range from Anna Taylor-Joy. I think she's more of a movie star than an actress. But again, defender. Rooney is so powerful in Girl and Dragon 2. Whoa. Slow down, Vitaphone. You're making some big statements. Reminiscent of Malcolm McDowell in Clockwork Orange. Speaking of Malcolm McDowell, no one said Entourage as the best TV show. Entourage from season 1 to season 7 or whatever it was brilliant. The movie's absolutely dog shit, but the TV show is fantastic. And no one said Entourage. Zag Nick, you're gonna get me in trouble. So my video, I made a video about Zendaya and the movie Challenges, and I think I titled it "The Challenges Made Me Want Zendaya to retire and become a housewife." And unfortunately, a couple of people took offense to that and thought it was quite sexist. Now, I just want to reiterate that wasn't me being sexist at all. I was just saying that I think she should retire and become a housewife. I would have said the same thing if Tom Holland was the main actor. I would have said, I wish he retired and became a house husband. So I'm not sexist. And I mean, she was my housewife. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? I think everyone here who likes Zendaya would, maybe not actually. I don't think she wouldn't be a good housewife. I take it back. Seriously, the young actress, I think Florence Pugh is fantastic. So Saoirse Ronan, can never say her name, Florence Pugh, and there we go, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's the one who had an affair with Ewan McGregor, and then he broke up with his wife, and she's a homewrecker. Just putting it out there. She's a homewrecker. Good actress, though. Emma Stone, poor things. I can't do it, Vitaphone. I can't say Emma Stone because all these years I've been saying she looks like a Muppet because the way her mouth moves. But now she's showing me that I'm a bit of an idiot and she's putting in some really good performances. So I look like a bit of a mug. Thank you, Gagnan. Sarah Snook. She is actually fucking brilliant. I wish she had done more things, but she's actually in Jobs or Steve Jobs. I think it's called Steve Jobs, directed by Danny Boyle, written by Aaron Sorkin, starring Michael Fassbender, Kate Winslet. She's in that as well. She's got a very small role, but she's great in Succession. She's great in that time-traveling film where she plays two different characters. Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yes and no. Not recently. Molly Windsor. Who is Molly Windsor? Don't change the content. Eva Green in Casino Royale. I've said this before. I'm not a huge James Bond fan. I don't mind James Bond, but I'm not a massive James Bond fan. But Eva Green, her performance in Casino Royale is the best performance in any James Bond film of any actor in any James Bond film ever. She is fantastic. Pugh is gorgeous. Yeah. Marcus just stating facts for 10. Oh dear. Amanda. So I didn't think Amanda. I can never say her name. Amanda Seyfried was good until I saw what's it called, the TV show. The TV show. And she plays someone real whose name I can't remember as well. But yeah, she's fantastic in that. Being cat fell when she kissed Timothy. What she kissed? Oh, that was in Don't Look Up. Yeah, Predestination. That's the one. Predestination. Saoirse Ronan. Yeah, she's good. She's good. Best Rooney performance. I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know. Probably. I really liked her in Social Network. I know she's in the film for about 5 minutes, but that's probably her best performance. I know Vita Phone's going to beat me up for saying that. Rosamund Pike. She's good, but I've only really seen her perform great in Gone Girl. So maybe she's not good. Eva Green. Penny Dreadful was very good as well, the TV show. First season was good. Second season was okay. It's got Josh Hartnett, which, love him. But yeah, she was good in that. It's also got Timothy Dalton, I believe, in that. I could be wrong. Fact check me, guys. So your favorite actresses are, from what I've seen, you guys have said your favorite actresses are Sydney Sweeney, Zendaya, and Amy Adams. That's what I'm getting here. I'm getting that vibe from you guys. Amy Adams, Zendaya, and Sydney Sweeney. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know, but I'm just seeing her name pop up, especially Sydney Sweeney's name pop up so many times that I'm thinking you guys maybe have an obsession with her, and I think it's unhealthy. And I think you should probably, if whatever you're doing right now, if you've got Sydney Sweeney on your screen, I suggest you take her off your screen because you obviously have an issue. Should have won Best Actress for Dragon Tattoo, maybe. Emily Blunt, Ems Blunt, who's married to the guy from The Office. I don't know about her, you know. I'm surprised no one said Anne Hathaway, because I do know about her. She's great. She's fucking fantastic. No, am I wrong? Respect the rest in miserable face. Greta's girl, Robbie. Now you're talking. So, okay, Paul wants to have a proper discussion. You guys were just having a little baby discussion. You were talking about Rosamund Pike and Florence Pugh and Sydney Sweeney and Zendaya and Amy Adams. Paul wants to have a big boy discussion. Marion Coulthard. I would agree with you, but her death scene in The Dark Knight Rises is just so bad. Oh God. So yeah, her death scene is. I actually think I prefer the death scene we just watched there to her death scene in Dark Knight Rises. It's not good, but there are other French actresses who are fantastic. Who loves them a bit of? What's her name? She's actually in Dune 2. She's a French actress. She's actually in The Lobster as well. If anyone can remind me what her name is, she's pretty good. And of course, we have a plethora of wonderful, like Juliette Binoche. So there's so many wonderful French and European actors and actresses that we probably are disregarding on our best actress list. So hit me up, guys. Olivia Colman is great. She's fun. The death scene was the fault of director Christopher Nolan. Sagnick, oh dear. Vitaphone, definite cinema. My God. It probably took them like a couple of days to shoot that scene because it seems like it's a really complex scene. If you saw when he bends over, there's definitely a squib on his back, and it probably took a while to attach that to his back. So, absolute cinema. Whilst I was playing, I was laughing to myself so hard, guys. Honestly, that was just so funny. It's the first time I played the whole clip as well. Ridiculous. Kiri Mulligan, Olivia Colman, Viola Davis, and Kate Winslet. Can't argue with that. Anne Hathaway for sure. Léa Seydoux, French actress. Wonderful. She's the best thing in Dune 2. And I didn't really like Dune 2. Okay. So Genius, did I answer this before? I didn't, did I? So Genius, if you're still here, what is it in your opinion for why bad acting stands out so badly? Here's my thing. So it's very, very rare that you'll watch a professional, well-made movie, film, movie, TV show, play, musical, where you'll see someone acting badly. It's very rare. I know people go, oh, that person's performance wasn't good, but it's very rare that you'll see them acting badly. Like even Nicolas Cage, when he's going over the top, I wouldn't necessarily say he's acting badly. I would say it's an interpretation of the character, and it may seem bad to you. Some people may think it's pretty good, but I rarely see people acting badly per se. However, the way you can normally find out if someone's acting badly is if you turn the audio off. Turn the audio off and watch them act. and you can see if someone is phoning it in or if someone's actually putting in a good performance. Additionally, typically, if an actor is giving a 10 out of 10 performance, you can or a bunch of actors are giving a 10 out of 10 performance or 9 out of 10 performance, and there's one actor letting everyone down, you can always tell when someone's not quite punching their weight. A film that comes to mind is Don't Look Up, where you've got Meryl Streep, you've got Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer, a bunch of well-known actors. And there's a couple of, like, Meryl Streep's not good in that film. She's not good. And what's Seth Rogen's mate's name, who I forget, but he's in it as well. And he's doing this comedy thing and it's not working. So yeah, typically in an ensemble film, you can actually see if an actor is doing well or doing bad or whatever. That's typically the only time you can find out if an actor's doing really bad, or just turn the sound off and see them acting, and you'll see if they're a good actor or a bad actor. Because a lot of actors project with their voice and they don't show with their eyes. And typically a lot of your acting comes from your eyes, especially for film acting. Obviously, it's very different on stage, where it's kind of more your voice and your mannerisms. On film, it's all about the eyes. Like, think about your favorite performances ever, your favorite scenes ever. Let me just take you back to the scene from The Joker, which everyone loves, where he shoots. If you've not seen it, sorry, spoiler. He shoots somebody in the head. It's the eyes, like those eyes. You can tell at that moment, Joaquin Phoenix. You can tell he read that line. He read those lines. He read that scene months ago, and you can tell that in his mind. And I've heard this myself. When I direct actors, they come to you and they go, okay, this is the scene in the script where I've put the most work into, and I've been thinking about the motivations between why the actor does this and does that. And you can just tell that scene in The Joker, Joaquin Phoenix is thinking in his head, this is my scene. This is the scene I've been working up to. And you can see he's gone. In that moment, he's gone. Like, he's no longer there. Joaquin Phoenix is no longer there. And you can see it in the eyes. He's just gone in that moment. So that's an example of incredible acting. But then there's some really ropey performances in that film. I feel like the girl who played his girlfriend, who I can never remember her name, she's in Atlanta as well. She's not great. She's not great in that film. There's quite a few performances in that film that just don't level up. Just, yeah, there you go. There's your answer. Any other questions? Oh, here we go. There you go. Keanu Reeves in Bram. Oh, I hate ripping on Keanu because pause again. I hate talking bad about Keanu because such a nice person, such a genuinely nice person. As a kid, I used to be like, this guy's a terrible actor. Hugh Grant as well is another actor who over the years has become a good actor because he used to be really wooden. But Keanu in Dracula is fucking dreadful. He's doing this really bad British accent and he's not even trying. It's so bad. Shall we put the hither over the hither? It's like, it's not good. It's not good. The hither over the hither. Sandra Hüller. She is a wonderful actress. Pugh, Sadie Moon, the redhead. I think it's the redhead. Saoirse Ronan. Diane Keaton is fantastic. Zendaya. Really? Lindsay Lohan. Really? Sandra Hüller. Wonderful. Wonderful. Acting is reacting. Acting without dialogues are gem. Many try, act, and fail. Totally bloody agree with that, Sagnick. That's so true. Guys, this is what we are now. 2 hours and a half. Lovely. This is probably a good time if anyone wants to jump on the stream. I'm happy to take some streamers and we can have a little chat on here. Jenna Jameson did a few intros. Bale the Machinist is watching the mirror, and yeah, Bale's really good in that film. He's really good. I think Nato has that good eye control. Yeah, totally. So one of the classic scenes in The Godfather, is what I spoke about before, when Michael Corleone has to kill a couple of people. And look at Al Pacino's eyes. It focuses on him for about a minute. And look at his eyes. His eyes are going left and right. And he's almost gone. but he doesn't need to be gone in that scene. He needs to be present. So he's very present in that moment. It's such a brilliant acting performance from just an incredible actor. Incredible actor. Whenever you're ready for StreamYard, okay, cool. As long as you don't say anything that gets us cancelled, Vitavone. Fact, Sagnick acting with dialogue. Yep. So some of the great performances have been acting without dialogue. I'm trying to think of some, but some of them have been acting. Some of my favorite scenes are acting without dialogue. Just little moments where, like, for example, there's a scene in Boogie Nights. People always have a go at Mark Wahlberg. I actually think he's a pretty good actor. But there's a scene in Boogie Nights where, again, don't want to spoil it for you guys. So if you've not seen Boogie Nights, this is a spoiler. It's towards the end. He's at Alfred Molina's house alongside his mates. I think two of his mates, or maybe one of his mates, two of his mates. Someone can correct me on that. And we just focus on him for about a minute. And it's a really crazy scene because Alfred Molina is going mad. He's dancing wild. I think there's a gun involved as well. They're doing a really bad drug deal that's not going to go down too well. But we just focus on Mark Wahlberg for like a minute, and he's just zoned out. And I still, to this day, still wondering, what is he thinking? What is he thinking? It's such a brilliant moment. Brilliant moment. Some actors are God gifted with their eyes. Those eyes are poetic. Shahrukh Khan from India is one of them. So Sagnick, when we had our best actors ever poll, our tier list, a lot of people were talking bad against Shahrukh Khan. I was saying he should definitely be on the list, and people were going, no, he shouldn't be. I think he definitely should have been on the list and should have been higher as well. So Vitaphone, I will be getting you on in a couple of minutes. In fact, let me get the if I can remember. Yes, I do. There we go. So yeah, Vitaphone. So in the chat, guys, there's going to be a link if you want to come on for the first time. Please do. I'll be only having people on for a couple of minutes because we're nearly at the end of the stream. But I think Vitaphone wants to talk about how cinema can save itself. So just a bit of context, guys. On the last stream, we were talking about cinema and how it's dying. Kevin Carter's written something a bit controversial, I think. Well, let me see if it is controversial. I don't think it is, actually. Wow. You guys have said a lot there. So basically, we were talking about actresses have big eyes, Emma Stone, Sydney Sweeney. I thought you were saying something else there. That was actually a good comment. Not rude at all. So, yeah, on the last stream, at the beginning of the stream, I was talking about how I think we can save movies. So it was actually one of my points for today. So Vitaphone, I got you backstage there. Let me just quickly bring up one of the points that I wanted to talk about, which is why I actually done the stream in the first place. Sorry, guys. So this is the situation right now. So we just went through, and maybe you guys are not aware of this, went through the worst box office weekend for 2 years. And that is any time period, any weekend, anything. And the week before was the worst weekend for box office, I think, in 30 years or maybe a bit longer. And this weekend afterwards was the worst for 2 years. So my channel is called Cinema is Dying. And the reason why is not because of the box offices. It's more to do with the quality of films. And on the last stream, I said that the way we can fix films or fix the box offices is mending the trust between the punter and the studios. Because essentially, it's nothing for me. It's nothing to do with cinemas being noisy or the prices being too high. I was watching Red Letter Media yesterday, and they were saying they made a really great point, which is people are still going to music concerts, they're still going to theaters, they're still going to musicals. So it's got nothing to do with money not being around. It's got nothing to do with COVID or anything like that. For me, it's all about movies and the quality not being good, and people losing trust and thinking to themselves, why should I go and watch another bad movie when I can sit at home and watch it on streaming for less hassle, and maybe it'll be good. And if it's not, I just turn it off. But if you get up and you get in your car, or if you get on the bus, you get on the train, you go to the cinema, you pay £20 or $30 or whatever you pay for the food, you sit there, you have to stay in the cinema, you feel obligated to stay in the cinema, and you watch a bad movie, then if this happens over and over again, like it's happened to me, and I don't go to cinema anymore, then your trust is going to be absolutely obliterated. So my theory is, if there's a concerted time where there's a bunch of good films in a row, maybe 6 months to a year period, where there's at least, out of 12 months, at least 9 great films that people love, that they have fun with, people will start going back to the theaters. So what we had this week was the worst box office for the past 2 years. And there's no films coming out that are going to save it, apart from Deadpool, which comes out in July, I think. So Vitaphone believes that there's a way to save it. First of all, he thinks cinema is dead anyway, but he also thinks that he has a way to save it. So I'm going to get him on. I'll speak to him. And then afterwards, Jay wants to come on as well. So we're going to talk to Jay as well. And then maybe Jay can respond to Vitaphone's thoughts. So here we go.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think I need to just rearrange the screen a little bit. You are smaller than me, which we don't want. We want some of that. Do we want some of that? Yeah. Why not? Go on, let's do that. First of all, hello. How you doing?
Doing all right, man. Doing
nice.
Doing good.
Nice. So talk to me. How are you going to save cinema?
Okay. So I'm not going to belabor the point too much, but I mean the recent box office is worst Memorial Day. I brought up this point before, and I've drilled in quite a bit deep and gone through the last, I think, 30 years of cinema history and the attendees, actually almost 40 years. And as I brought up in another live stream, the Lovecraftian number that nobody acknowledges is that overall theater attendance has been shrinking for quite some time. It's due to inflation and a number of different factors. There's been this myth that Hollywood's been doing better than ever because fewer and fewer films are making more and more money. But in reality, I think it was The Way of the Water was like 1 in 8 people saw that. The last Avatar movie, which is, I think, the biggest of 2023. Whereas if we go back to the 1980s, you've got consistently throughout that decade, 1 in 3 Americans saw the film, or 1 in 2 Americans saw the film. So that's truly the numbers are just, it's been a trajectory that isn't because of COVID. It isn't because of any one thing. It's just been a downward spiral for cinemas. Now, what I'm going to propose is going to be dystopian as hell. It's going to be anti-consumer as hell, in the way that most people might think of those terms, from a knee-jerk reaction. If we were to essentially draw from all the data that cinema is in a death spiral, for a number of reasons, while I do believe quality is an element, I think it's actually a pretty small element, because if you look at the top 50 grossing films of all time, only 2 of those films are original. Only 2. And guess
which 2?
Oh, and it's the same director who made both of those 2.
Spielberg?
You're getting close.
Oh, is it James Cameron?
Yeah, there you go. Titanic and Avatar are the only 2 of the top 50 grossing films of all time that are not based on an existing IP. That's it.
Really?
And you can continue to stretch that list further and further down. It doesn't really get much. It doesn't get much better if we're talking about all-time grossing films in cinema. And I'm only taking the American cinema into the equation because it gets pretty complicated when you include foreign territories. So if it's not originality, which people will often cite, hey, this is why I don't go to see the movie, because it's the same thing, or it's a sequel, or it's a reboot. The audience, that's what we've rewarded. That is general audiences. That's what we reward. We want things that are comfortable, that we have some idea of what we're going to get, no matter how much we say we want something different, that's what we use our dollars to support. It's kind of similar to maybe the way certain people might say, I want this and that out of a partner. And you're like, well, there's 50 people that would meet that at any moment, but that's not really what we want. We want a bunch of other things. So if we acknowledge that cinema as an art form, as far as the theatrical big movie experience, quality won't save it. And that you have competition from streaming, which has diluted the value proposition to the end user. Because at the end of the day, we're animals. We're very sophisticated animals, but there's a lot of weird tricks in our brain. Like if there's a classic example. If you want a stranger to like you that you've just met, ask them to do you a favor, and make sure it's a simple favor. Because once they say yes, part of their brain goes, I must like this person because I've just invested in them. So us having to get out of our house to go to films, whether it be at the video store or the theater, we had a buy-in, that was part of the contract. And by buying in and by investing time and money, we see value in that product. And now that there's 1,000 ways that you can see 1,000 films at any given time, that part of our brain says is free because it's a $10 subscription or whatever it is for thousands of movies. It's just the nature of human behavior. We just go, no, that's not that valuable anymore. So if we can't beat these things, what these major studios need to look at is, if you're not going to reverse that, then how do you use that to your advantage? And I think that basically, and this is where it gets fairly dystopian, is that, in America, we have 3 kind of major theatrical chains. I would bet everything that I own that within the next 365 days, one of those chains is going to go under, if not multiple, or what you're going to see is consolidation. And here's where it gets dystopian, but ultimately there's light at the end of the tunnel. If you go with me on this,
go for it.
Amazon wants to get, is making a deep push into entertainment for obvious reasons, because it's ultimately good for their platform. I think that one of these major corporations, and it's at one time I would say Disney, but they're getting so far behind and they're losing so much money annually compared to where they were a few years ago. And in reality, Disney's actually small potatoes compared to an Amazon, but there's going to be a fire sale. So if one of these, and if multiple of these streamers like Netflix, because Netflix is what they've done is they've won to becoming the de facto distributor or exhibitor of films. So if you want to look at it this way, where you go, these corporations have to know that making big bets isn't working anymore. You can't have 5 bombs in a year where you've dumped 150, 200, 300, $500 million for production and advertising. But what you do is, if you look at it, you go, well, if we acquire these chains, we get clout, for saving cinemas. B, if we rope it into one of our services where, hey, you get Prime, for whatever it is now, I think it's like $12 or $14. You're getting it for the groceries, and the things that you're ordering, but they got into entertainment to give you another reason to have that subscription. So if they were to acquire these chains and really strip them down, where like if you buy Regal or you buy AMC, you can't have 10 of those metroplexes in a city, but you can probably have one at this point. So if they look at it as, this is essentially we're not buying these theaters to try and turn massive profits the way that used to be possible, that just simply is not going to be possible moving forward. But if they were to pivot to look at it, this is another form of advertising. We buy these chains, and you have Prime, for an extra $8 a month, you can essentially steal the movie pass or what AMC A-List is trying to do. But because AMC A-List is requiring to make money off of people coming to the theater, it's not working for them to turn that into money by offering that $10 a month service. But if Prime does it and they go for $5 or $6 more a month, you can go to a movie every week or 2 movies a week. And they're looking at it as a way as advertising Prime as a service. Or if you're Netflix, you're looking at it as a way of advertising Netflix as a service. Okay. And then they can drill into further monetize in successful ways of, hey, because this is on your Netflix app when you're buying the ticket or Prime, you can turn right around and instantly buy this movie and put it in your digital queue when you're at theaters, because the theaters are not keeping up with the potential use of smartphones and apps. Mm-hmm. Doing a dreadful job of following where, most people do most of their computing is on their phone. So there's a lot of ways that money people and people in tech, if you're not looking at the cinematic experience as a way to drive your income, i.e. ticket sales, but you're looking at it as different ways to build your brand and monetize your brand in different ways, I think that's the only realistic future for cinema, because Amazon can throw away how many billion or millions did they throw away on the Lord of the Rings just to advertise Prime at the end of the day.
So are you essentially saying that Prime or Amazon could create a system where you pay one off and you get everything, including cinema?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they can swallow the loss, basically.
Right. It's marketing to them. I mean, they spend more on marketing in a lot of cases than they would on making a few big movies a year. Not a ton. But that way we still get to keep the big movie experience.
Okay.
And it's essentially subsidized as it's A, marketing, and B, there's so many ways that you could monetize the theatrical experience, and you could get that corporate synergy across different brands. And you can also, I mean, this is more dystopian, but you can go back to the days of effectively using brand tie-ins, but you can do it in an inclusive way.
But okay, so for example, what's coming out at the cinema was Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man 4, Ant-Man 5, 6, 7 in a row.
Yeah.
Why I personally wouldn't go and watch, like, if that was the upcoming films at the cinema, I personally still wouldn't go, even though I had my Amazon pass. But I guess if Amazon were subsidizing that loss, then theaters could still exist. And I guess if you had the freedom of going to watch a film for free, essentially, at the cinema, you may be more inclined to take the hit of a bad film because it might be good. So I kind of get where you're coming from. I think that would help. I think that definitely would save cinema. It'd be the same as, for example, I know, like Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg just chucking their money into theater chains and going, I don't care if I make a loss. I'm going to try and resurrect. I'm going to give everyone a free pass. That would also be similar. I just don't know how inclined Amazon are going to be to do that, because the benefit for them would be, I guess, they get to save cinema.
They get to save cinema, which is that's only an extensive benefit from the outside that looks good. But what they get to do is they get to go, we see that you're failing at this system from backwards and forwards. You're failing to monetize in effective ways. You're failing to see the current trend or the ongoing trends of the diminishment of the experience. So what they can do, and especially when if Prime owns a certain chain, let's say they buy AMC, every movie that Prime puts out or even, they're getting 100% at that point. They don't have the sharing issue that the outside industry right now. It's split between 60% of proceeds at best go to the studio now, and in foreign territories, it's more like they're getting 20%. And these are all best case scenarios, because the big problem with the longer a film is in they're getting 60% of the first 3 weeks. After that, it drops 10%, then 20%. So in week 4 and 5, it's almost irrelevant to the studios that they've got these movies because nobody's going to these movies that far out. So if they're taking, and this is why I think Netflix would be another great one, because Netflix put out 200 films, or it was either 200 or 400 films last year. I think it was 200, but it might have been hyperbolically at one
last year.
Yeah, in one single year. And here's the crazy thing. People always ask, why the hell are they not putting some of these movies into the theater first? Because it's, quote, just free money to them. Because they're trying to starve out their only competition for,
of course,
for being the only game in town that pays for, that will pay the studio to make a movie. So if Netflix wins, or Amazon, which they basically have won at this point, then if they slide in and then they're putting out 200 movies a year, and you can go see every single one of those in the cinema, and a lot of their great movies get buried because there isn't a life cycle of talking about something once it drops on streaming.
Love it.
It would be a win for them as well.
Love it,
because they will be able to get these theaters at fire sale prices. Because half the time when I go to a movie, I've seen about, I think, 12 or 13 in the last couple months. There's literally nobody in.
I know.
There's like 2 or 3 other people.
I know.
And you got to look at it as like, in a lot of cases, if you own a theater, you're losing money daily.
You're dead. You're dying. You're done.
Yeah.
There's no future. Do you mind if I get on Kerwin? I'm going to get on Kerwin, and love it, Vitaphone. I might get you back on. Let me get on Kerwin. I'm going to get his opinion. Jay, don't worry, I can see you there. I will get you on after Kerwin. Kerwin's new, so let me get Kerwin on.
Hey.
Kerwin, how you doing?
Hi guys. Peace to meet everyone.
South Africa.
Yeah, you can hear my voice a little bit.
There you go. I can hear the accent now. You're definitely from South Africa.
Definitely, yeah.
So Vitaphone came up with a really cool idea, how to save cinema, which is good for Amazon, I guess, in a way. What's your thoughts? Do you think you as a consumer, are you put off by the recent slump of bad movies? Or when a film comes out that you really want to watch, do you still make the effort to go?
Well, what I can say is that, for about at least 5 years or 6 or 7 years, I didn't go to the cinema at all. And in the last 2 years, I've been to the cinema, I don't know, maybe about 30 times.
So you've gone the other way. You've increased.
Gone the other way. I've gone the other way.
How comes?
And because at some point I convinced myself that watching films at home was the best option. And somewhere along the line, I forgot actually what cinema meant. I'm not really a cinephile, so for me, going to go see something on a big screen it's enjoyable for me. I think more so than for the average cinephile, I would say, which I'm not really part of. But I think the biggest issue for me would be how film is being promoted and the ideas behind films when they are being made. Most of the time, when I look at films like, if you look at Oppenheimer and Barbie from last year, I think most of those people watched those films. They went to the cinema because it was a trend. It wasn't actually because they liked the films. And that's the issue. If we're going to market films and we're going to try and make it trendy for people to go and watch, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. We need people to create film, and they need to be inspired. It can't be about the bottom line. It can't
So
be.
true.
And I guess we have to reduce the cost in making films. That's probably the biggest issue, especially in places like America. It seems like they just keep sending production outside to Australia, UK as well. And I think you guys are also moving a lot of production out of the UK as well, eh? The UK filmmakers.
We're trying to attract it in. So we've lowered. So in the UK, we've got a thing called the BFI, which is the British Film Institute, and what they do is they encourage people to come to the UK and film, and they give them. There used to be a 20% tax rebate. It's now 40% as of this year. So they are really encouraging people to come and make films over here, which is where Barbie was shot, and a few other films as well. But yeah, it's a struggle.
does that have anything to do with Brexit?
Definitely, 100% to do with Brexit, 100% to do with the fact that they built some new studios, not too far from where I live, actually. Some new so Warner Brothers have a film studio here, and they're building a new one as well. Not Warner Brothers, another studio is building another studio. So they have more studio space than films being shot. So they have a problem that less people are shooting here, and they have brought this new tax thing in to encourage people to shoot here.
Well, that's a good thing for you guys, definitely. I believe that some of the studios are closing down in America, so
yes,
I guess maybe if you can pick up some of those jobs, that would be good for you guys, definitely.
Well, I think for me, I think that I know. So Vitaphone's idea, I think economically, and Vitaphone's a very logical thinker, which is great.
Definitely.
And I'm definitely a logical thinker as well, but I'm also, I don't know, I'm trying to be romantic because I love film. So I'm hoping that the problem can be solved with good movies. But I get what Vitaphone is saying. He's saying basically that less people overall are going to the cinema anyway. So it's not actually the problem with the movies. That's been happening for years. So yeah, it's pretty bleak. It's pretty bleak. What's the best film that you've seen recently at the cinema?
Well, I tried to go and watch Furiosa, and by mistake I actually booked it for this Thursday, so I'll see Furiosa on Thursday. But I saw Planet of the Apes.
How's it
No, I booked the wrong I booked the wrong date. I was supposed to go and watch it last week Thursday, and I booked for this week Thursday. So I ended up going to go and watch Planet of the Apes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I had something to smoke before I watched it because but I knew beforehand that the film wasn't going to be that great. It was a bit of a flat film, but I kind of enjoyed it. But that's on the basis that I had to consume something before I went to go and watch it, which is the sad part, I guess. But
you took some alcohol, did you?
No.
No?
Weed. I smoked some weed before I went in. It was just a mess around film, I guess. But I haven't actually watched anything good recently at the cinema, if I'm being honest. I still stand by Oppenheimer being the best film I've watched over the last year, I would say, last 12 months, and probably Dune 1 when it was re-released in the IMAX theater. Because I never saw Dune 1 in the theater. I saw it at home, and seeing Dune 1 at home still beat watching Dune 2 3 times in an IMAX cinema. I saw Dune 2 3 times with the hopes that I was missing something, but every time it just
nothing to miss,
flat.
right? Nothing to miss. It's long, which is fine, but it's everything's moving too quickly. Whereas Dune 1, everything's just immersive and it's so beautiful. And you watched it at home and you still enjoyed it. I watched it at the cinema on IMAX, and my God, you need to watch it at the IMAX. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
No, it was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, but our cinemas, we're also having issues with cinemas here in South Africa. At least about 30% of our main cinemas, they're closing down. And yeah, it's bleak. I mean, we don't have, like Vita said, same on our side. There's like maybe 2 or 3 people in the cinema. I generally like to go and watch the early shows because I don't like a full cinema, if I'm being honest. I actually don't like
2 questions
people in the audience. Yeah,
I've got 2 really important questions for you.
Okay.
First question is, this is by Sagnik. Ask Cohn what he thinks about Shahrukh Khan's Joanne. Do you know anything about that?
Listen, I know I'm Indian, like you can see by my complexion, we do traditionally, my family, they do have an affiliation with Bollywood, but not me.
Not you.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't want to get in. I don't want to get into it. I guess at some point I maybe had like a resentment for it, I would say, to some extent, because I thought it was like a little bit too cheesy, I would say. But at the same time, I'm a Van Damme fan. Do you know what I mean? So there is that side.
You know who Shahrukh Khan is, though, right?
Of course I do. Of course I do. And it's not like I haven't watched any Bollywood films. I will say this though, I don't believe that there are any films that are bad. I don't believe that films are bad. I just feel like there's a certain time you need to watch a film. Like,
it's not for you. It's not for you.
It's not for you especially at that time. There's a lot of films that I initially loved and came to hate, and films that I never liked and I came to love over the years. Because I love rewatching films. I'm not gonna lie, and diving into older films. But yeah, When it comes to new things and Bollywood, not so good.
Not
for me.
happening. Not
Not
happening.
happening.
What? Okay, my second question is very important. Though it's way more important than the first question.
Okay.
Second question is, who is the South African Sydney Sweeney?
Well, at the moment, I would say it's Tyler, the singer. She
Oh, I
seems
know
to
about
be,
her. She's got famous recently, right?
she's not an actress, but she seems to be popping up everywhere on socials, and
Yes.
everyone seems to be, I guess, falling over for a lot. I guess. I mean, she's very cute. I'm not gonna lie, but well, one of the recent films that they did shoot parts of it over here was what's that film I saw at the cinema? Boy Kills World.
Which one?
Boy Kills World.
Oh, was that
With,
shot in SA?
Parts of it were shot in SA. I saw a couple of street shots. I was like, whoa, that looks familiar. And then I realized, or I found out that the production company was a South African production company, or at least
Ah,
partly. So yeah, so that film was shot partly in South Africa. But otherwise, I mean, film in South Africa, it's got a place. I mean, I think that anywhere outside of Hollywood and like commercial film, you always stand a chance, especially with the crap that's being put out now.
yeah. There's more freedom. There's way more freedom.
There's
Less
more freedom.
stakes, more freedom.
I mean, look,
Cohen, you've
you just
been incredible, my friend. Thank you
Thanks
for
for
coming
having me,
on
man.
for the first time. I'm sure you'll be back, and we'll speak in a
Not
bit.
anytime soon. I don't have much
Yeah.
to add, if I'm being honest. I'm here to learn, actually. If
No,
I'm
you
being
come back on.
truthful.
You come back on. You got some good points.
Sure,
Also,
man.
I'm going to
Sure,
ask you about
anytime,
South
anytime.
Africa next time. I want to know a bit more
Oh,
about
definitely,
that.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah?
yeah. Sure, man.
All right, we'll
Thanks a
speak in
lot.
a bit.
Cheers, man.
Bye. All right, the man himself. Oh, he's not even here. Look at him.
I was washing dishes. Can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, what's going on? Salute to the
Hey,
chat.
bro, how you doing?
Vita phone. That was Kerwin just then, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Cohen.
Oh,
First
awesome,
time
man. I love that.
on the chat.
And you were out
Love
here
it.
trying to incriminate people, like the police. What was that you were on? A bit of drink, eh? My goodness, this guy. He's a detective.
Hey, he said it. He said it. I didn't have to do much. He gave the information up. Hey. So, Jay, what do you think? Do you think that Vitaphone's idea can save cinema? So his idea is basically have an Amazon supplement cinemas and create a wonderful one-pass system where you watch everything online, or you can go cinema.
Sounds optimistic to me. Doesn't sound like they'll do it. I don't have any faith in the industry to pull itself out of the conundrum that they've placed themselves in. Some of them are so adamant on. We were just seeing the Acolyte with Disney Studios spending $200 million on something no one asked for. There's no fan base in place for it other than outside of it being you can stamp Star Wars on anything you want to. It doesn't make it Star Wars. They could have done this. They could have stamped Star Wars on Rebel Moon and said Star Wars Rebel Moon is here. That doesn't mean that it's worth our while or worth our money. So no, I think that it's idealistic, but it's a good idea. I'm not knocking the idea itself. I wouldn't mind seeing, the all Movie Pass was a huge hit here. I don't know if you had Movie Pass over there. Movie Pass was very big. I just got the Movie Pass documentary. I'm going to check it out this weekend. I plan to see that. They made a nice documentary about it. I was thinking over this. I've got this So we got this Mr. Beast bar, for example. Now, the only reason that we would have, right, Mr. Beast, YouTuber, right? He makes events. He makes spectacle videos. If he labels a video, I'm jumping out of an airplane, skydiving while eating a pizza to land on a train, people are going to click on it. We do have to have those big tent movie events like Oppenheimer and Barbie were. We do still have to have these Dune type movies. But for the smaller films, I think the chat was spot on and everyone else was spot on in all their suggestions, really. But we have to shorten these windows for one thing. The physical media has to be brought back. Vinyl is back here in America in a big way. Nice. They do have to look at the options like what Vita suggested. We do have to have some type of a movie pass. It's ideally good for everyone. We have to have free cinema days. There has to be something where they release movies for people to just come in and view, to bring them back. Also, another thing though, there's a lot of cinemas because of the down market where the theater seats are inadequate now. They're outdated. There's seats still in some theaters from the 1980s that haven't been fixed ever since. That has to be done. Something about that. They have to revamp their locations. AMC, Regal, you know, what they'll do is they'll buy up a big block of different theaters. And in some of those blocks, they're being mismanaged and they don't have the adequate funding to fix things. So they've got sticky floors and they've got, you know, candy and whatever else under the seats. It's not a good experience if you're at home and you don't have to deal with that, you know, unless you got the messy kids like mine are. They're over there very active over there at the moment. But it's an environment issue too. So they have to clean up these environments, that they have to go and check on these theater locations and make sure that everyone's comfortable. And they've really, in order to save it, they're going to have to crack down and take drastic measures, dystopian or not, even tyrannical. Let's go for it. Shut down the streaming window, make it a year out, bring back the passes, you know, force in a lot of different measures that might seem drastic, but they're actually going to improve things for the better, I think, in the long haul.
Jeez. Okay. Well, okay. Vitaphone has come up with some really economic ways. You want to be a little bit more violent about your approach. You want to
get rid of that, get that window out of here, fight the studios and send that window to a year wait. You don't get to just watch our film.
A year. So a film comes out of the cinema and then it can't come out on streaming until a year.
A
year. Wow. In fairness, thinking about that for myself, I would then go to the cinema. Because I have to. I'm not going to wait a year for a film to come out.
You see a film that you're interested in, and that's what a lot of people are facing. There's a film that I'm interested in, or there's the big picture. Now, me, you know, I'm a part of that small niche of people that go to the cinema no matter what. Kerwin just said he saw 30 films. I think that's accurate for whatever I've seen so far, or probably more at the cinema.
Yes.
Just going to go watch different movies at the movie theater. A lot of unknown stuff. Also, there's a market for some of this unknown stuff, especially I'm here in Oklahoma. And when some of these family-friendly dramas, small, and I can't even recall all their names. I think I went to watch a movie called Someone Like You, or Someone Who I've Loved, or something like that. I can't recall its name, but the theater was packed. Then I went to go see another movie and the theater was empty. So there's these niche markets that probably the studios need to take a better look at and say what works really well in this area. And then, you know, I went to go and watch a film from Bollywood, and I was the only person in there. And I can't recall its title either. It wasn't Triple R or Jawan. It was something else that just escapes me at the moment. But I was the only person in the theater watching it, and this was just recent. And so the studios and the distributors, the theaters, need to see what's working well in my area and what isn't, and then focus on keeping those in rotation. And I think they do a pretty poor job of that as well.
They're basically antiquated, aren't they? You brought up a great example of Mr. Beast, and YouTubers in general, who are consistently every day marketing themselves for people to watch their stuff. And it's a difficult thing, but they know how to do it. And these studios could take a leaf out of their book and actually market themselves a lot better. For example, all they do is they just do like Bad Boys right now. They've got Martin Lawrence and Will Smith going around the world doing press tours. No one's watching them and no one cares. And they could easily have done that on YouTube a lot more effectively. So I totally agree that the marketing needs to change. I think that 1 year window is a great idea. I'm going to bring in Vitaphone and see if what Vitaphone thinks about. What do you think about this 1 year window? I'm going to bring in Vitaphone and see if what Vitaphone thinks. And I think Vitaphone's got me on loudspeaker.
Hold on, just
mute the television.
Inspector Gadget over there.
Yes, I think it was Animal.
Okay, so I think that the 1 year window is actually kind of part of the second half of my equation on how you change things, and I absolutely agree. I think one of the big things that studios have gone half in on and gotten cold feet is starting their own streaming services and going serious about it. And the way that you can stop the bleeding right now is you go, every contract that we have with Netflix and any other rival studio, we're riding that out with our library, but from that point on, it's done. The only way you can see our films is on, our streaming service. And the reason that I think that that's the big win that they did a half measure on is that YouTube has already proven that ad revenue, which was proven by nearly 100 years of television, ad revenue is where you're gonna save your smaller studio. Is if Paramount Plus tomorrow, people go, well, that's like, I think it's like third or fourth most watched, and it's not doing great. But if tomorrow Paramount Plus was free with ads and none of this half measure, because this has caused the biggest boom in streaming lately, is adopting an ad tier. But you want to get in a meaningful way, and you're not already top of the hill, i.e. Netflix. You go, Paramount Plus is free. We still have a paid version, but it's free with ads. Because then you can start generating revenue that goes directly into that corporation's pocket. Again, Netflix or YouTube has proven this model now for going on 17, 18 years. Mm-hmm. Netflix is had a huge boom when everybody said, oh, it's plateaued, it's done. As soon as they introduced it, and again, this is one of those things that sounds dystopian to the consumer, but you know what? They're going to go, hey, I will check out what's on Paramount because I don't have to pay for it. And then here's another little thing that you can do to monetize if you're in the streaming business, and this works with the other thing I was talking about, but you go, hey, this is free. You can watch this movie with ads, but for only 99 cents, you can unlock this movie and it'll be ad free. And that's exactly how tech people and people in tech and apps and gaming is there. That's how you monetize people to death, because $1 is easy to part with. And then you realize at the end of the bill or at the end of the month, you went, shit, my kid and
$50.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then you're getting the money up front, and then there's a percentage of those people that are going to be thoughtful consumers and you go, well, it's way better to just pay the $15 a month. But most people will continue to shell
pay the 99 cents. Yeah. I do it myself on Amazon. I pay $20 for a movie or $15 for a film when I could just go to the cinema and do the same thing. So I totally agree with that. Joseph Rishi says to you, movie theaters have contracts with movie companies. Movie theaters are contracted to have movies for a certain contracted period. That's how business works.
Yeah, but that's the studio system trashed that agreement. I mean, they started. So this dates back to the 90s with Lucas and the forcing exhibitors to go digital. That was not something that theaters wanted to do. And when they did that, that's when they also started to really mess up the business model for theaters on how much money they get to keep out of those tickets. And that's ended up biting everyone in the ass. But right now they have contracts, but I mean, we're 2 years into, if a movie doesn't bomb, it's noteworthy if it doesn't bomb. And it wasn't that long ago that we're only talking 5 or 6 years ago that when a movie bombed, a big movie bombed, that was news.
Shock.
It was huge shock,
Yeah.
And now it's become the rule of law at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So those contracts on distribution times, that got really screwed up during COVID. And this is why Nolan left, Warner Brothers in a big kerfuffle, because he said, you're killing us all by doing this. When they did the, direct to HBO Max thing and all that stuff, all those contracts, everything's in total motion at this point. And whoever comes up with whatever they come up with is kind of just becoming everybody's in panic mode. So there isn't, if they want to, like I said, if they want to go, like I said, if all these studios that are left that haven't been eaten up, if they pull all their content and they say, look, it's exclusive, that's also a good way for them to get bought up by Amazon or Netflix, the last standing guys, maybe Disney if they could pull out of the spiral. But even again, Disney really, when you look at the paper, they're really not that big compared to those guys. If Apple wants to make them, and Apple's been trying to make a meaningful entry point, and they could buy these again, they could do any one of these things, and it wouldn't it would be a blip on their
It would.
they
were talking about buying Disney, weren't they?
Apple. Oh yeah, there was pretty serious talk that was potentially going to happen. So
I would love that.
If you
I would absolutely love that. That'd be so cool.
If
That'd be so cool. I hope they do, because I think Apple, like you said, these companies like Apple and Amazon, they don't give a shit. And if they bought Disney, they would fix Disney immediately. But I think the bigger problem is the thing you're talking about, which is the idea. And you said it right at the beginning of the conversation we had. You said about the favor. You get someone to do a small favor for you. It's a magic trick, isn't it? It's you convince people to do a thing, and they do it, and then they keep doing it until they realize, this is the way of life now. And right now, like you said, the way of life is that films are flopping, and people are hearing films are flopping, and that makes people not want to go to cinema in the first place. So the magic tricks happen in the opposite way, and it's having a negative effect. And I do agree with you. That's why my station's called Cinema is Dying. It is dying. Like, it's factual. This has been happening for years. And over the past 2 years, as you said, we're seeing it physically happen. There's going to be films coming out this week that flop, for sure. There's going to be films next week that flop. Every film's going to flop up until Deadpool and Wolverine. And then it's going to spike back up again, and it's going to flop again. So the problem, your idea is good, and then Jay's idea is good as well. But the problem we've got is that these studios are chasing their tails. They've put themselves in this position now where if they were to bring in this 1 year system where you can't watch a film on streaming for 1 year, they would then lose streaming money. So they'd be broke now, and they don't want to be broke now because they have shareholders and so forth to show that they're making money for.
And that's why when people go, they need to stop dropping these movies immediately on premium video on demand. Guess what, folks, ladies and gentlemen? The reason that these movies are going to premium, the $20, and you get to see it in your home, is because the studios have already sunk millions of dollars into advertising for that picture. And while it's still in the zeitgeist, they go, look, it's bombing, and we can see the numbers right now. You're not going to get a week 2 that's better than week 1. You're not getting a week 3 that's better than week 2. They go, it's a simple math game where they go, the most that we can hope for then is that we can turn this advertisement for the theater and hundreds of millions, or the 50 to 150 million they've spent on advertising, we can turn that into some VOD, some premium VOD. And the only other thing I would say, Jay, about physical bringing that back, I'm a physical buyer. I got tons of stuff. I love Scream Factory. I love companies that go the extra mile for cool, a ton of things that used to make DVDs great, which was all the special features. I love that stuff. But if you look at like the last 2 years, like the last year's biggest physical release, which I believe was John Wick 4, that made a total of a gross of $15 million. That doesn't include distribution to ship it. It doesn't include production costs. And it doesn't include what the retailer is taking out of that. So I would say at best, they maybe, if you really get lucky with the math, they made 10 million of that. It's I mean, as much as I love physical, and I think it should for special films and special cases, they should still do cool stuff. But we're a niche audience, man. That's pennies in the
grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Physical media. I don't buy physical media myself because I just thought to myself, it's on streaming, but I know they can just cut streaming one day and then you no longer have the movies you want. So it's a bit of a catch-22 because you're right, Vitaphone. They're not making money from physical media, so there's no incentive to bring physical media to the fore, and it's sad times. Should we end with some happy stuff?
I still think it can be saved.
It's a fantastic topic, though. The cinema is dying topic is one that I think everyone really looks forward to. I know across the channels, though, a lot of other channels are talking about the same topic right now. There's just a massive swelling of people saying, well, because Furioso made about as much money as 20, 30 years back or whatever it was when Casper the Friendly Ghost movie came out. And that one bombed at the theater, and that they thought was going to be a big summer release at the time. And then it didn't do so good. And then you had the Fall Guy fall out and everything else that's taking place. So everyone is seeing the writing on the wall, as it were, if they were seeing this cinema in a downward spiral. And then not only just in our group of chatters, with everyone is in this chat group is doing a lot of big brain content here, and I really appreciate you guys coming up with some excellent points. And you see a lot of these points, same points from channel to channel to channel to channel to channel, all in the comments of let's get that window under control. Let's bring back some kind of passes. Let's do this. It's like the 10 points, and it's in every single comment. And we have the same 10 points over here, as well as when you see that everyone is pointing out what the issue is, but then you see the industry doing nothing about it. I just think that they're just going to continue to stall and block these efforts at every avenue.
Love that. Absolutely love that. What's going on in America? The stabbings and shootings in cinemas.
That was I know it was isolated incidents here and there, right? And we had there was one issue. What was it last week with the girls being attacked at one of the locations? And then we had ours locally has security. I don't know. Does Portland have, or you're not Portland, but you're in Oregon. I'm not sure which area you are. Do they have a lot of security out there where you're at, or they don't believe in that, or how they work that out?
Not so much at the theaters, but I mean, I will interject with that's happening at Chuck E. Cheese's across America. So like this violent outburst and people not really adhering to social contract is kind of a problem in the West, at least in America. In America, it's been a growing problem. I mean, you guys do tear things up after soccer, after football match.
You guys are tearing things up.
Yeah, we problem is we haven't got guns, so
yeah, that's true.
The fights only involve knives and fists, which is way more boring. So you guys are far more exciting than us. And I would hate to have to go to cinema and think I'm going to get shot, because that's 4D cinema, isn't it? That's immersive cinema at its best. So the last question to the panel from Kerwin. What films have you guys watched in the past week? Jay, go on.
Oh man, so many. And I know it's all stuff that you guys probably have not seen.
No.
Let's see. I caught up on The Way Home, which is a time traveling drama. I would definitely recommend it for you guys that like time traveling. I love science fiction.
That TV show.
Yeah, it's TV series. We're on the second season. We're heading into season 3 with this thing. It's been an awesome, fun ride. Season 1 had a little bit of the agenda in it, a little bit here and there, but it was really an excellent ride. So I've really enjoyed it. Time traveling stuff is one of the things I just love to watch. Anything time travel related is something I'm keen on.
Have you seen is it called Outer Space? With
it's the Outer Saturn film.
Josh Brolin, Outer Ranch or something.
Oh yeah, that's a Prime show.
Is it?
Yeah, what is it called? It's called Outer Reach or something.
Outer Reach, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a time travel thing as well. No,
I've not seen season 2, but season 1 definitely. I could see why that might be part of the story.
Okay.
And Evita was mentioning Letterboxd, so we could keep track of our different stuff that we had seen recently. So I've been doing that. I've been cataloging a lot of different things. So I've actually seen a bunch of stuff in between the cinema and between online and between the streaming networks. I can't even list it all.
I don't know how you do it. I just heard a baby. Was there a baby in your house?
Well, I've got my son back behind me.
Yeah, okay. And how do you do that? How do you watch so many films when you have a son?
He's on his Roblox at the moment. So I guess you just got to find the time, try to
I respect
dedicate
it.
your time as
Respect
best as
it.
you can in order to get your cinema fix on, I guess.
Love that. What about you, Vitaphone? What have you seen recently? Past week?
Past week, it's been kind of slow. I watched Furiosa. Is that more than a week ago? I saw that in the theater on opening weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic. I saw The Gentleman after our Guy Ritchie conversation. I figured I'd give that a shot.
The movie or the TV show?
The movie.
Okay. TV show is better, by the way.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
Netflix.
Hugh Grant was fantastic in
He was.
the movie.
He was. He's so good in it.
Surprising. So yeah, I think that's probably the last two things I saw in the last week.
Nice. Well, I think we're gonna wrap up there. Someone wants to add Warrior to the TV show list. What is Warrior? Is that that's the martial arts thing, isn't it? Set in the early 1900s in New York, I think. But I don't think we should add it. I'll find a way to get the list off you as well, Vitaphone, because I know you probably wrote down a bunch of names. I know Gagnan did as well. Any last thoughts from you guys?
I mean,
Hit the like button.
Yeah, I like the Jay. I want to know what your letterbox is. I think it'd be cool if
Go check out my letterbox. It's the same as my name, Jay Pylon, JAYPILON, and I've got my list up there if you wanted to try to take a look at it and be dismayed. No, I'm like, it's got a lot of. I'm at 100 and what does it say? I'm at 200 films listed, but I know that I've probably seen upwards of like 5,000 films.
Oh
I would gather I have, because as soon as I was a small child, I began consuming media, watching a lot of films, reading a lot. So I'm one of those people that are just avid learners.
5,000 films.
Yes, at least. When I start cataloging all my stuff, that number is probably gonna be up around there. Through Letterboxd, I'll try to. It's just a lot of effort to keep clicking those things.
Okay, guys in the chat, two things. Subscribe to Jay's channel. It's on your screen. Please jump on there and subscribe. Subscribe to Vitaphone as well. I'm sure he's going to put his link in the chat any second now. And then also, has anyone seen 5,000 films? Any of you guys in the chat seen 5,000 films? Because honestly, I thought I was a cinephile, but I'd probably seen 1,000, maybe less. 5,000. That's goddamn impressive. That's so impressive. Yeah, I love it too. White Noise. That's. I'm not sure if I love it. I'm a bit concerned actually.
It's all for the good. Well, you got so many genres. Like and film is so old too. So I started off watching like the Marx Brothers and the Three Stooges and the Laurel and Hardy and the Charlie Chaplin and the Buster Keaton, and then I went on into the art house and the Criterion, and so I was just knocking out subgenre after subgenre and into the esoteric of the occult. I mentioned The River of Fundament earlier, a 3-hour film about a river of poopies. So I watched a lot of different films over the years.
Have you
has seen close to 6K?
I don't know if that's true. I need to fact check that with Gagnan.
I guess that it's possible. He's from, what was it, Turkey or somewhere like that? Hungary, and his channel has a whole lot of stuff, like he's mentioning Robo Geisha and stuff like that.
Yes.
So he's probably seen, because he's watching the most obscure things possible, like what was that film that came out a little while back ago? Sergeant Kabuki Man. That's an excellent film.
Sergeant Kabuki Man.
You've not seen it?
No, I've definitely not seen Sergeant
1990 or 1989. In 1989,
I was going to ask you, have you seen two films? Have you seen City Lights, 1929, I think?
Oh, yeah.
And also Joan of Arc, the original Joan of Arc.
Yes. But I saw that one a long while back ago. The original Joan of Arc I've seen, yes. And City Lights, of course, is a classic.
Yeah.
Chaplin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Damn. You guys put me to shame, honestly. Here we go. 5,634 rated title. It's just insane.
So Gagnan is keeping track.
That's insane. It's just, how are you guys doing that? It's mad. I've watched that Fast and Furious 100 times. Zagnik, why? Why did you do that? I don't know why you did that, because you don't need to. You can watch something else. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think there's going to be 10 soon. You don't need to watch the first one 100 times. It's not that good. Honestly, you should watch Point Break, which is basically just the same thing.
I just saw that.
Point Break.
The original or the remake?
I saw that one again.
Remake
The,
or
the original.
No, the Swayze one.
Oh, there's a remake as well, a recent remake, which is
2015. It came out in 2015. I have the 4K of it, the Point Break. I didn't quite enjoy it. It's up there on my shelf. I don't know if you guys can see it.
So I want to make.
Are you joking?
No. I actually have it. I have a. There's a little projector there, right there.
Yeah.
With fingers pointing, and next to it is all 4K titles across. And then these get into the other. This is physical media collection.
You got the 2015 physical media or the original?
Yes.
2015.
Yeah, both. They're up there. And I probably have the VHS too. I have a massive VHS collection as well.
Oh my god, the original is cheesy as fuck. Honestly, it's cheesy as fuck. It's got some really good action sequences, and Keanu Reeves is doing an okay job, but Patrick Swayze is a superstar in that film. Superstar.
Did you like Dirty Dancing?
Come on.
Yeah.
Classic cinema right there, man. The tension, you could feel that he's so torn there in that moment between his duty and his bromance with Patrick Swayze. I mean,
it's like the bees,
the bees. The bees. We have to get that on right now, actually. Let me put that on right now before we leave.
It's not even trying. You can't tell me that he's trying in that scene, because he's like not even blinking his eyes and there's no pain. He's just like, oh no, not the bees. Oh.
Let me put it on and then.
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Oh, my eyes! My eyes! Ah!
Oh my god!
Isn't
magical?
That is a bit of bad acting right there. That's got to be on him.
I mean, is it bad or is it amazing?
I thought it was pretty good, actually. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good acting, honestly. Kerwin, I've seen The Last Samurai 50 times. You'd love Shogun then. If you've seen Last Samurai, you'd love that. You got that as well. Wow, putting me to shame. It's ridiculous. Keanu Reeves gets too many mentions on the stream.
Or not enough.
Not enough mentions on the stream. What a legend. And I think we are done. Cinema is in a coma, guys. It sure is. But we're not in a coma. And we'll be back probably in a couple of days or maybe the weekend. I'll let you guys know. Jay, thank you so much. Vitaphone, thank you so much. Guys, please hit the like button if you haven't. I don't know how many likes we're on. Let me see how many likes we're on.
We're at
1 million likes.
1 million likes. That's what I like to hear. 1 million likes.
30. We're at
Got to speak into existence.
30. 130. Come on, guys. Before we leave, hit the like button so we can leave on like 35, at least 35. I think someone just unliked it as well. Idiot. Why do you do that? But yeah, follow Jay, follow Vitaphone, Cohen. Thank you for jumping on. White Noise, thank you for the love that you're showing here. And anyone else who's come on tonight, said anything, Captain Astro, Bootle Bad Boy, all you guys, Sagnik, everyone, you guys are amazing. And we'll see you guys in a couple of days. Again, follow these two legends on your screen. Don't know what this is doing, not doing much. These two legends here, and we'll speak soon. Guys, thank you for jumping on. I'm going to take you off for now, and everyone, please hit that like button before you leave, or Zendaya is going to come to your house for sure. And you do not want Zendaya to come to your house. Believe me, that is not an event that you want to be dealing with. All right, so I want 35 likes, or Zendaya is coming to your house. That is a threat. That's absolute threat. I swear to God. I swear to God. Yeah, she's coming. She's coming. Jay, she's coming to your house right now. And Gagnan, she's coming to your house too. Letterbox Marcus. Guys, if you want to follow Vitaphone's Letterbox, it's Marcus Warner. I haven't got Letterbox, unfortunately. Sorry. I may get one in the future because everyone keeps saying to get one. So I may get one in the future. Captain Astro, just imagine this. Just imagine Zendaya turns up at your door, ding dong. You open the door, it's Zendaya. You invite her into the house because she's cold, and you two are getting to know each other. You're on the sofa and you're getting to know each other, just talking, of course, nothing else. And then there's another ring on your door, and you go to the door to answer the door, and it's not the Deliveroo driver or the Uber driver. It is Tom Holland. And I'm sure you don't want that kind of smoke from Tom Holland. So behave yourself, all right? Guys, that is it. That is absolutely it. It does feel like a bit of a headache, Cohen. I must admit. That's why I haven't done it. But I think I have to. So I may do it. Yeah. If Tom comes to your house, there's gonna be trouble. And you don't want Tom to come in your house or outside your house or anywhere. You don't want him to come anywhere because Zendaya belongs to Tom. Tom made after I'm into making tier lists. 5,000 names on the tier list. Right, guys, I'm off. It's time for my bed probably because it's nearly midnight. And sounds like a threesome. No. None of that business. Guys, you're beautiful. Thank you so much. This has been an awesome stream. As I said, we will be back in maybe a couple of days, maybe Thursday, definitely Saturday. I know that we've been doing like 4:15, 4:30. I know that doesn't always work for a lot of people, especially in America. I know Vitaphone wasn't too happy with the 4:30 start on a Saturday. Seemed to get a lot of viewers that time, so we'll see. If not, I may push it to a bit later. I might even do a little poll on my community page to find out what time's good for you guys. But yeah, thank you for jumping on. Hit the like button before you leave, please. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you've been watching from the beginning and you've just come on for the first time, stick around. We have way more shows to come. There's a video coming tomorrow, as I mentioned, where I talk about the 3 movies that I feel that have killed movies. And that's it. I'm done. I'm out. Big love. And I see you boys and girls and humans and non-humans and all sort of denominations of living beings in the future. Big love and see you soon.